alert! Oh! We are back here live on Dragonborn Industries for another episode of Starfinder.
What?
Where we're gonna sort of begin today with talking about leveling up and what we've done to get to level 2. Because last week, ding, 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 ding. Level 2, level 2, level 2, and a sneaky guy over there may be entering the campaign at level 2 too. Woo! I mean, how are you guys doing? How's your week been? Are you all right? You know, what's been going on?
Oh, so much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So much.
So much that we just don't have time. We just don't.
Yeah,
Packed in.
I would say so.
Yes.
Yes.
With this lack of time that we've had, you have had a chance to level up though, haven't you?
Yep.
So we've some of us early in the week,
Yep.
some of us tonight, and that's fine because I want to go around and I want to talk about some of the things that people have taken that we might see come up in this next story arc once we get back to Absolom Station and stuff. So I know that Emily Paskelkin, you took the because you get evasion at level 2 as an operative anyway, so you're going to be dodging everything. But then you took field treatment, which means that once combat's over, you can spend a resolve point 1 minute, which is 10 rounds essentially, to get 6 hit points back at the moment,
Which our level is pretty decent.
Yeah. But if you think it's 3 times that every level thereafter, so next time it's going to be 9, then it's going to be 12.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean,
Hey, good thing you don't have to roll for it.
Well,
yeah, exactly. And that's the
It's
other
going to be
thing.
helpful if I've got resolve points.
And it's automatically better than a Mark 1
Healing potion. Yeah, exactly that, because you get a D8 as standard with that one, but then you automatically get above the average with that particular feat. So I think, and especially for how Skelken has wanted to make sure that people are up, that we have healing potions, that is fucking phenomenal.
Yep.
So I think that's definitely been the way to go with that
choice.
one. What about Calyx? So let's jump across to Calyx. What did Calyx take at level 2? Did you get any class features, or was it just straight up spells?
It's just straight up spells I've pretty much got. So I've kept a few of the ones from before.
Because you get to change them out at level 3,
I do get to change them out at level, but I've taken climate adaptation, because while we may be on Absolom Station, we don't know where we're going after that, and who knows, maybe worth adapting to some hostile places. Now, while I haven't been playing him as the most squishy, he is a bit of a blancmange. He is a tiddly bit squish. So, my little squishy boy. So I've gone for some vanishing trick and polymorph, because who doesn't like polymorph?
Okay, so polymorph's an interesting one, because obviously we know from D&D that that's a boom, that's like a 5th level spell or something, and it's really powerful. But Starfinder, it's got some limitations, hasn't it?
It does have limitations, and it's got limitations at each level. So
it's like smaller creatures or something similar, or tiny humanoids. I can't quite remember what it is for that, so we'll have to go.
Yeah, it's to do with CR maximums to do per at each level, and as this is only level 1, it's CR maximum to 1. And I don't gain everything's traits at this level. But I can look like something that I'm not.
Which also...
Like a rock!
But in all fairness, because it's not just like into a monster, is it? Does it say you can change into...
I haven't fully read it.
Well, let's make sure we do that.
Yeah, I haven't fully read it. I don't know if I can change into rock, but the point is, could potentially change into other things.
Like a small rodent and get in somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's, I think, really good. What I will ask, because I didn't, I left it off Skelkers, because you get 6 hit points from the operative as well, which for anybody who's playing D&D, usually at level ups you roll for hit points. Starfinder, you just get the max for your class, which is freaking awesome. So yeah, I know that you got 6. How many? What's a mystic get?
I don't know, but my stamina is now 16, health 15.
Yes, so you would have doubled up, so it's probably 6 as well, plus your con modifier. So you would have got 6 stamina points and 6 hit points as well, which would have taken you, with a con modifier, up into probably the 20s for you.
Wait.
Or 17, 18?
What's going to be 17 or 18?
Stamina points and hit points.
What, together?
Just each individual.
Well, it's showing 12 out of 18 and 12 out of 14 at the moment. Don't know what's gone on there.
That sounds about right. So it's
more stamina than hit points.
Yeah. So hit points would have been 6 and 6 plus your con modifier. Then stamina points would have been on top of that. But I'm pretty sure that website does it all automatically anyway.
Yeah,
So
okay.
when you level up, you should have a decent pool of hit points to go with.
Okay, so when you level up, you don't get your health back. You have
No,
No.
you still have to take a
Yeah.
rest, I'm afraid.
I don't understand how. So if it's 12 out of 18, does that mean that I wasn't full before? 'Cause I would have had none left if it's 6.
We took a long rest, didn't we?
You haven't taken you took a long rest before the combat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
haven't been able to
okay.
get one just yet because right now
Yeah.
we'll get
But
But
there.
when you
Yeah.
level up, it adds in your new
Yeah,
bits
so
that you've
But it
got.
doesn't give you the extra health.
Yeah.
if it's giving
Right.
me a maximum 6, how have I got 12?
Because
I didn't
think
have 12
because of the
before.
difference between how much you've gone up, that difference is added onto what you currently had.
Oh, okay, so it's done that, but,
I
for that, but
think.
not the hit points.
I think it's done it for both.
It's done it for
I
both.
think.
Either way, next
So,
time you get a long
yeah.
rest, they'll
It's a-
start going up.
It's all a bit confusing, but
Yeah, I am confused.
Not a problem. But so you got 6 hit points as well.
I believe, yeah.
What are you on now? What's your current hit point total and your stamina point total? Let's do that instead.
Yeah, like I said, my current stamina is 16, current health 15.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's pretty good because if you take the two of them together, realistically, we're looking at like in and around
Yeah,
the 30 hit
30,
point mark,
so-
which is really good
That's
for a level 2.
real nice.
I don't know what that means for NPCs and monsters, but
Getting-
Kaz, what did
Hello.
Kaz do for level 2?
So I got a new nanosight knack.
Which one did you take?
So I chose myriad forms, which allows me to create more minor forms with my nanosites, my nanites, which I have selected a few things that I probably will never mention. I'll just bring them out at some point,
Oh, that's cool.
which sound cool. I think there's a little sort of defensive nan thing I can do with my nanites now,
Cool.
which I think is similar to how I was using my breakaway Aegis.
Yes.
So I can now just do that as a reaction, so I don't have to have it out ready.
That's pretty cool. It
I
means you can
think,
pretty much
yeah.
go sell the shield and then just have that one ready, or is it like...
Well, the shield thing was a nanite thing anyway, so
Oh, okay.
I could still create it.
Oh, cool. You just get like an upgraded version.
Essentially, yeah, I can just use my reaction and go, yeah, use that.
That's pretty cool.
Instead of having it ready and preparing for it.
So what's your stamina point and hit point total now?
So my stamina point total is 20, and I also have
Beefy.
18 health points.
Ah, so we're at 38. So Kaz is now the tank.
Right, you're going first, mate.
Yeah.
I think that's his job. The tank that does the field medic as well. It's pretty good, especially like nanite
Yeah,
type that can heal
yeah.
things. Like you're going to be hard to take down now, so maybe I send a few more shots
Oh
your
yeah,
way.
yeah, I see. Yeah.
TJ Squeakson, played by Steph over there.
Hello.
What did you take for level 2?
So I got another envoy improvisation with my level up, and I chose clever feint for that, so that if I'm successful, it's not just me that will get the benefit of a flat-footed condition; it's everybody.
Oi.
That's good.
And for my second level, I got my signature support, which I chose as Dispiriting Taunt, so I can demoralise our foes.
That's very TJ.
Yeah, I
Yes.
felt it was thematic.
Yeah, and absolutely, and I think playing it thematically is very, very cool. And what's your stamina points and hit points?
My stamina is now 12. My health is now 14.
Okay, so that's on the lower side of things. You've actually got the lowest in
I'm
the party.
so little.
12 and 15, did you say?
16 and 15.
16 and 15.
Well, he's got like half a foot on me, so.
Yeah. So the
Half a
squishy in
back
the party
end foot.
is
My health
essentially...
is the same.
Your health is the same. Yes, I think that's... so, wait, which ones are you on again?
Which one?
Stamina and hit points. What are you on totals?
14 on health.
Yeah.
And stamina is
16.
Is it 18?
18.
18.
Okay, so that's not too bad. That's
Still pretty good.
Still pretty beefy. I think it's because operatives are all about the speed and basically being a rogue in D&D. So kind of glass cannony if you take a hit, but can do absolutely anything. But yeah, so that's what you guys have got for level 2, which is awesome. And that's probably the only bit of conversation I'll do about that before we go into the stream. Because for now, I'm going to hand over to Steph.
Hello. I wrote this out this week and then made myself really nervous by realising that I was actually going to have to do it.
Bring it the fuck on.
But obviously it's Valentine's Day in a couple of days, commercial love day, and so I thought that I would serenade you all today
Oh shit, we're doing it. Do you need music?
I'm all right. No, I'm going a cappella. I'm pitch perfect in it. I've written a parody song to also express our love for our wonderful sponsor of the stream, Warrior Prince 3D. So Sorry while I eat my nerves. I'm just going to go for it and pretend to be someone else for 2 minutes. When I find myself in terrain trouble, warrior prince comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, print 3D. And when I need some minis, they are in my basket on Etsy. All I ever needed, print 3D. Warrior Prince 3D, Warrior Prince 3D, for terrain, cosplay and minis, print 3D. And the Starfinder podcast with their perma code would all agree. Use To the Stars for 10% off your 3Ds. Warrior Prince 3D, Warrior Prince 3D. Use To the Stars for 10% from Dragonborn Industries. Hey
Nice,
girl,
smooth.
this Valentine's Day I want to treat you right, and that means giving you the best. We're going to be taking a wild ride to www.warriorprince3d.etsy.com, where I'm going to let you take your pick of any miniatures, collectibles, battle boxes, whatever you want, baby girl, you're going to get. And don't worry if you can't see what your heart desires, we'll head on over to @warriorprince3d on Instagram, the sexiest social media app, and slide into Rich's DMs with a custom request. Don't worry about budgets, babe. I've been watching the Dragonborn Industries Starfinder podcast, so I'm going to be using their exclusive perma code To the Stars for 10% off. So after our shopping spree, I'm going to be using their I've done that already. So after our shopping spree, I'm still going to be able to treat you to a fine fast food dining experience. Warrior Prince 3D, Warrior Prince 3D, for terrain, cosplay and minis, print 3D.
Wonderful.
I
I gotta follow that.
think I wrote that in a fever dream.
Fucking hell. That takes some fucking stone. So yeah, thank you, Steph. Thank you to Warrior Prince 3D, who, again, you're paying for a service with them that is one of the best 3D printing services you'll get. Everything you get is really clean, and even Steph does them an injustice by not being able to scream about how good they are. But no, thank you, Steph. Thank you to Richard at Warrior Prince 3D for always supporting the show. But if you're going to also spend some money, we need to talk about Roll and Play Press, because we have an affiliate code to use with them, which is Dragonborn 10, which you can use on their website, rollandplaypress.com. You can't get it off the shipping, I'm afraid. Again, I tried. But they were like, no, you keep asking. But no. But it's nice to see that people are already using the code. That's really, really awesome. And the guys there are lovely. Check out the new One Shot Wonders book. And also, they've got a Kickstarter that's just gone out, which is a big book of battle maps. It is fucking insane. But yeah, guys, go check them out. Use that code Dragonborn10. They're really cool. I use them in my sessions, and I strongly suggest that people have them for behind their screens or for their player characters. But apart from that, I don't think there are any more announcements that we need to go through, so I guess it's time to jump into tonight's episode of Starfinder.
Woo.
After a grueling battle against the sniper skills of Cassie Cato, the party managed to subdue her and tie her up for later questioning. During this time, LAMP, a long-range communication device, is fixed and contact with the Zephyr Horizon is made, and Steve, the ship AI, begins to make the journey across the planet to pick up the crew and assess the KIA situation of Adric Iron Fist, the last original crewmate of the ship. In the meantime, Cassie comes to consciousness and the crew begin to interrogate her, but she is arrogantly unwilling to divulge information, causing Kaz and Skelken to resort to some less than friendly tactics in trying to break her. Yet she seems to revel in the pain, Meanwhile, TJ and Calyx explore the cave some more, and in doing so, TJ touches the orb, and in doing so, communicates with the entity. They learn that the orb itself will give some level of powers, and with this, TJ goes outside and commands Kato to tell them everything. Once she has revealed all that she knows, she tells the party that she won't let them leave if she can, or that as soon as she can, she will kill them to stop any knowledge of this orb from getting out. This being the final words Chasm Skelkin needed to hear, they finished the job in a swift, simultaneous motion, and with that, Kato falls dead. With that, the Zephyr Horizon blocks the sky above and begins to descend, and that's going to be where we're jumping back into today's session. As you look up at the reddish sky above, a dark shadow smoothly moves over the top of this deep hole that you are in. And with a quick, fleeting image of the swarm, creatures from before that you ready yourself, yet in a split second realise it's the shape of a very familiar vessel, the Zephyr Horizon. You watch as it lowers itself down into the hole, blocking out a lot of the light, but resting with the background on the ledge that you first arrived on and where Cassie was sniping from. The dust around kicks up, and before long, the entire area is covered in sand. I hand over to you.
Do need a tissue.
Sand everywhere.
Is that rope still there? That would be easy if it was.
Huh?
The rope that you put up there.
I mean, I was going to say whether the rope is there or not. I will try and make sure that it's there. Everyone can get up, and I am taking that rope back.
Yeah, the rope is still where
I
it
did
was.
not
It's around.
touch. It's 3 lengths of rope for nothing.
Yeah,
It's coming with me.
It's absolutely there, and you could easily climb up that. But yeah, it's down to you guys and what you want to do here before.
Lamp's fixed, right?
Yes, so lamp is this small little box with these 2 protrusions underneath it. Then it has a small square, almost like a little satellite relay on top. But it's just like a box that can move about 180 degrees. And essentially, lamp is a small minor AI that is able to liaise and send long-range communications.
Cool. Not that I have to do long range, but I will contact Steve. Steve, I don't suppose you have scanned the area yet to confirm what I told you earlier?
GM Ian to Jack.
Adric, being dead.
Steve would reply, and you get it now on the comm because you're close enough. He's like, I'm scanning at the moment. I can confirm that the DNA presence of Adric Ironfist is down there. I'm just currently ascertaining his life signs. There's a few beeps and a few pauses. Confirmed, Adric Ironfist is deceased. Yeah.
Are we allowed to board your ship? The ship?
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
Does either Adric or Kato, both, do they have anything like dog tags, or do they have anything like identification of themselves?
So, give me a perception check to see what you can find. Obviously, the guys already checked last week on certain things, but you're looking specifically for ID tags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
17.
17. So, Cassie, the only thing that's really of note is this pauldron that has a churning sea with this circular maw that almost looks like the Sarlacc pit from Star Wars, just without the tongue bit from the re-dos. That's coming out of it, and there's tentacles with eyeballs on them, all coming out of this churning sea. And that's it's a beautiful piece of cathedral style art, if you know what I mean. You see a proper thing above. It's that kind of image, but nothing identifying. No Dynatech tags, no name tags, nothing like that. Obviously, you found last week the glove of storing, the sniper rifle, batteries, and the weapon. She has been stripped pretty clean and is pretty much loose of her bounds. Then you can go over and check Adric, and he will have a Starfinder badge on him.
Did you cut off his hand?
Oh no, I nearly did when I didn't.
Yeah, you
I had
nearly
no need
did,
to.
but then she picks up the artillery piece and went nuts with that.
And then got distracted.
He has a Starfinder badge. His suit, his overalls underneath this armor that he's wearing is it does say Iron Fist on it. The actual armor he's wearing is a mining lift, which I need to bring up. I can't remember if you guys actually took that off him last time, or if you just took weapons and stuff.
I think I just took the big old gun.
You only searched Cassie, didn't you? You didn't actually search Adric anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. He has a name tape that's sewn onto his coveralls that are underneath the armour.
Take the name plate tag.
Yeah, you can.
Patch.
You have to like cut it off, but you can
Yeah.
absolutely take that. And the Starfinder badge if you so wish to.
Yeah, go on.
Anything else?
Should we bury them or leave them or take them?
I'm not the best one to ask.
There been anywhere put them in, or
A bit. Dave?
I don't know if they fit in,
quite
Dave.
good for this.
He's
Maybe.
not that big
I'm
that
not
we can
too
fit in.
keen on taking bodies with us,
Mm.
but if you feel it necessary, then
I don't feel any particular way because I did not know Adric. I've never met Adric or spoken to Adric, so I have no attachment to him. So if we leave him here in the dust, we leave him in the dust.
Okay.
But that is just me. But
by all means, if I die, you're welcome to leave me in the dust as well. I don't
same
think
with me.
I'd
I
care.
agree with that. Yeah.
Put me in the bin.
I want to be in the bin.
Okay, I'll try and remember all of that for if
For
this
when you
happens.
die.
I mean, I'll try and outlive all of you, though I don't think that'll happen. But yeah, if it does, I'll try and remember all this for you guys.
Thank you.
We're a good sort, Calyx.
Mm.
Good
Yes.
sort.
How would you want to be
Yeah.
dealt with if you died?
I thought about it.
Do you want to come in the bin with me?
I think I want to be in a bin. It smells weird in there.
Oh, no, it depends on the bin.
I think I'd like to go home actually.
Okay.
I might just, I don't know, I feel like, I get that your feelings about Kato, but I might just, you know, while Steve's doing whatever he's doing, I might just bury Adric a little bit so the Korax don't get him quite
If that
so much.
makes you feel better, go for it. But I'm going to the ship.
Shovel out of the cheek.
So
Like a
who's doing
mini
what?
trowel.
I will go up to the ship and just make sure all the ship's in working order, ready for us to go.
Well, better help Calyx dig a hole, otherwise we'll be here for a while.
I'm going to take the orb into the ship.
Okay, so going into the ship, digging a hole. Okay, we'll deal with the ship first. So, you guys descend down the steps and go to where Adric is. He just burying him where he lay and pretty much.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
by the south pillar. And well, you guys. So Steve is basically nose towards where the entrance to that cave was, and then the ramp is down onto the ledge where you guys first came onto, and Kato was sniping from. You can very easily walk onto the ramp, and the first thing that is abundantly clear is the lack of blood.
Dave!
Good day.
Dave!
And you go into the cargo bay, and you go up this like 10-foot ramp, and you open up into like this sort of like 30-foot wide, 40-foot tall cargo bay / engine room. Like the engines are humming beautifully. You would know this just from like the amount of time you spent around Starship engines. And yeah, it just all the lights are on. Everything seems to be operating really well. You hear Steve's voice come across the intercoms and across all the speakers, like, hello, welcome aboard. Then you see Dave come out of like one of the little side, not even an access panel. He's just found an alcove that he likes, and he's like, "Hi, I'm glad you made it back."
Dave, you have done a wonderful job. I'll give him a little pat.
Oh,
And he
Keep this up. I'll give you another upgrade soon.
he's like, "Zip, zip, zip, zip. Thank you. This makes Dave happy, I think."
Good to know.
I want to know if Dave ate the bodies or threw them out.
Hey, I don't
I
mind.
don't think we should ask. No.
Did you find the people you were looking for?
Yes, we did. Some unfortunate circumstances. Some dead.
Well,
One alive.
all dead now.
One alive, but yes.
Well, I buried the remains of the crew that were
Okay.
on board.
Oh, he buried them.
That
Do I
was-
need to bury anybody else?
I believe Calyx and Skelkin are currently doing some burying.
If you want to
help.
take a break, Dave,
Doing
though, I
some
mean, if you want to
burying.
take a cool 15, No, you've done a marvellous job in here, so...
And it's really clean. Very, very clean. So I will wait further instruction. And just like reverses back into the alcove. And like power down, and there's like a little power thing on his side. Yeah, and you can begin to go through the cargo bay, and yeah, it's all working. You go into the galley, where it was just blood everywhere, completely clean. Same in the crew quarters.
Nice.
Things like scar marks from claws or bullet holes.
You can't really clean
You
that.
can't really clean those.
Yeah.
But everything else
But they're
is
damn clean.
crazily clean.
Nice.
Like he's really good at that job.
That's a nice buffed bullet hole.
Yeah, and you get through and like you get to the cockpit, and again things like brain matter off that front pilot's console is gone, and blood from all around the captain's chair. Even the chair itself has been completely valeted and is completely clean. And yeah, Steve is like, "Welcome aboard. I suppose you are the new crew now."
If you'll have us, I think with a... yeah, sure.
we're not getting off this planet
No,
otherwise.
that's very true, yeah.
Without having any of the previous crew left alive, it leaves down to
Well, there's one crew member.
He
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
actually a crew.
Jordy was
Well,
more of a sign-on, wasn't
That's
he?
true,
So,
yes.
yes, with the death of Adric Ironfist, the final commanding officer, now falls into, and it's essentially like maritime law, but in like galactic spacefaring law. And he's like, to which end I guess I am
Finders keepers.
All right.
your crew, your AI for the Zephyr Horizon now.
Amazing.
I can begin prepping for travel if you let me know where you want to go, and we can begin the process of departing the planet known as Able.
Yes. I believe once everyone's on, we'll probably be going back into the drift.
heading back for
Absolom Station.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will begin plotting a course. It should take no longer than 6 days.
Wonderful job, Steve. Thank you.
I'd like to kind of go into the crew mess, the crew kind of area, and just collect any kind of like of their personal effects.
Yeah.
And just sort of put them into like a little box and stuff, just to kind of keep, and then I'm gonna hide it with my things.
Klepto. Yeah, you actually can do that. It's like little things like Adric's bunk will have things like little pictures of him, like Polaroids almost, that have been stuck up, but they've got like a date stamp on them, and then it will be like him and the captain. So it's him and Captain Ordana.
For a second, I thought it was gonna be like kind of like Polaroids of like his sick gains.
No. What you see is that him and the captain.
3 years
so
ago, I was this. But
this-
now I'm this.
Thanks to Dynatech protein. You see that him and Captain Ordana had quite a friendly relationship. They were, in every picture, they seem to be laughing or drinking at a tavern. You've got this like really stocky, muscular, olden dwarf with this like braided grey beard and this like shaggy but short hair, and then this very dark-skinned, almost bald human man who is a good 2 foot taller than him, and they seem to wear like the same coloured like white and grey coveralls with like bits of armour over the top of them. They both wear their Starfinder badges in the same place, and they seem really chummy in all the pictures. With things like the pilot's bunk, which is Ellie Mayo. She is a Lashunta, and again, there's a few pictures of maybe like a family, but not like her family. It's not like her kids or husband or anything like that. You think maybe she's one of the kids in it. Sure. And then there are things like magazines of like fashion and beauty.
Okay.
And it's like Castrobellian's Fashion Times or something like that. It'll be like real like things that she's picked up, and she's gone, oh, I'll give that a read and stuff. With Bilip, who is this Gipli, there is a bunk that's been cleared out for Cassie Cato, but you know that there's like little things like a frog print of a hand that's been done in paint on the wall, but it's a lot smaller. And then so their stuff must be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Then the bunk above them that Derisday was in would have been cleared out from Click, who is the Chip, who was the engineer, and it's a Yosoki's bunk. And apart from like the wall having like panels that have been taken off, and then they've been tinkering with little bits, and you can see that their screen was like tinkered with enough to like be able to connect to something else, and they could then project into that particular bunk and maybe watch things or send comms through that. You don't know. And I'd say that's the majority of the stuff that you would find be able to box up. Obviously, you found all the weapons earlier on, and you'll have to fix the armor on the essentially gun unit because you basically smashed the door out, and then Steve just unlocked it for you, and then I think that's about it in the crew quarters. But as you guys acclimatise yourself to the ship, the guys outside, you can begin to dig. Are you just straight up trying to pour at the sand? What are you doing?
I don't think we've got much choice.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't really have anything in my inventory that can dig. So
Rope's
I
not
think
helpful now, is it?
to a point, it's like digging a little bit down, but then it gets a bit like laborious. So it's just
I
like
even chose not to have
pushing
a
sand up on top of him.
And yeah, so you like basically like managed to drag him into this like tiny little divot and then just push the sand over the top of it. Maybe like his boot still sticking out of like one bit. And
It's not a good burial.
no, and you put like a stone somewhere and maybe mark it.
Stones over his eyes.
Do you know what would have worked? Maybe a frag grenade would have made a hole in the...
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. That's just ridiculous.
But with that, you guys can shoddily bury a member of the crew and then make your way on board the Zephyr Horizon.
Are there any repairs that need doing externally before we go anywhere?
You can ask Steve and you can check yourself. If you give me an engineering check, and also ask Steve. Steve is like, I am in perfect working order as far as I'm aware. I sense no degradation to the hull's integrity nor to the shields. Now that power has been restored back to the engines and the thrusters, we can fly, and the drift engine is fully operable.
27.
It's
Wow.
hunky-dory.
Damn.
Minus things being disconnected so that it couldn't act on its own, and turning the engines back on, which Kaz did when you first got there. Ship's in real good shape.
What did we bash in then?
That was the only thing there is like so in the crew quarters is a gun locker essentially where the crew kept their arms and TJ basically had a crowbar and was like bending it back with
Okay,
Kaz,
right.
and then Steve unlocked it. So,
Even though the gunner was in
That bonding
pieces,
moment.
that shooty bit is fine.
We
Yeah.
came together.
yeah, it's almost like when you look back at it, they were dragged out of the turret
Okay.
and then mauled to death.
Yay!
Do you need ammo for ship
No.
guns? Okay.
No, yeah, absolutely fine. But with that,
Yes.
I should actually hand you a sheet.
Ooh.
Because realistically,
we got a new ship,
the Zephyr Horizon has its own character sheet.
and it's not the same as.
I know Steve's calculating it, but I'd probably offer Steve help to find Absolom Station.
So, really easy to find. You can begin. Well, first of all, who are you guys going to start assigning roles to yourselves?
I think it worked pretty well last
Yeah.
time. What
Should we
had,
do what we
right?
did? Well,
Yeah.
we
Except
Except we
minus
don't
a
have a gunner
Vorag.
right now.
I mean,
Vorag is unfortunate.
TJ's got a taste. He'll jump into the gunner.
Really?
Fair enough.
I also don't mind swapping around
Yeah.
places, but
Well, I'm very comfortable with the engineering aspect of things.
I better pilot it, and I
Mm.
really.
I can pilot, but
I can
I am
engineer,
particularly
but
good at engineering.
exactly.
And I guess you're particularly good at piloting as well.
Yeah, but I'm okay.
We'll keep it same as, and if we get into a sticky
Yeah.
wicket, one of us can jump up in the.
we can
You can
always
always switch seats for you,
change
so
and
yeah.
it's not-
switch.
Exactly.
But we don't have
We
a
can always
captain.
get Dave. Well, I'm the captain.
Yeah, that's TJ.
Do you
Always
mean
be
captain
the
and gunner?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I'm happy to, I wouldn't ask any of you to do something I wasn't comfortable doing myself.
What a leader!
Steve would pipe up. If you have selected a captain, if you could let me know who they are, and then all the members of the crew, please, then I can add you to the roster, and we can begin our new adventures together.
Kaz, engineer.
TJ Squeakson, captain.
Slash gunner.
Slash gunner. Slash whatever you need. Slash tea maker.
Pleasure to meet you, Captain. Not
Uh,
that he nods, just.
Calyx, navigation, I suppose.
Science officer.
I'll take that one.
Yeah, nice. Scout on shore, pilot.
The pleasure is all mine. Hopefully, we will have a safe trip back. I calculate no more than 6 days, and you begin to start calculating. And actually, because the Starstone reactor at the centre of Absolom Station is a ginormous drift beacon, the biggest one in known existence. It's very easy to find it and to navigate to it. To which end, no matter where you are in the galaxy, it will only ever take no more than 6 days to get to it. So it's almost like the brightest lighthouse out there kind of thing.
Yeah.
However, as you begin prepping to go into the atmosphere, I would like a D4, please, just to see how long it's going to take to prep and get up outside of the planet's atmosphere.
4.
4. So we're looking around 4 hours to basically travel up and stuff. And that's not a problem. And eventually, after these 4 hours pass, you breach the gravitational pull of the planet, punch through the ozone, and then manage to get into the star system of Dak-Chi, where again, this like dying coal of a sun bleeds this like blood red light across the 5 planets that are there. You see the wrecked planet of Terion Vesh that you had passed in the previous ones, and obviously just you doing the last of the scans, you managed to get the last of the mapping done before you find a position to re-enter the drift close to the beacon that is now here. And you watch again as, just like before, where you were inside the Dynatech shuttle 2485, and formerly known as the SS Jones.
Thank you.
That line
Frag.
of energy comes out from the drift engine at the back and begins to like run over everything like a scanner on the inside of the ship. And as it goes to the front, where I'm assuming most people are on the bridge, you see like the field of stars and that red sort of nebula look around you begin to change and turn purple and black and blue, and then goes to like a long distant void of next to nothingness as you enter the drift. And that light then comes back in towards the drift engine, and you have successfully traversed into the drift. Could you roll me, please, Skelkin Shaw, a d6? This will be how many days it is going to take you to get back to Absolom Station. Well, I will also tell you guys, travelling back to Absolom Station, 0% chance of an encounter.
Ooh, hey.
It's nice and safe.
4.
4. So 4 days of drift travel. Now, unlike before, we don't have to sit here and roll a d100 for each day because getting back to Absolom is a lot easier. But is there anything that you guys would like to do in the 4 days?
Rest.
By all means, you can take that
First
long
day.
rest box 4 times.
I'm doing it.
Absolutely.
Hit that long rest.
Unless somebody's going to start a fight or go looking for a fight anywhere in the middle of that, you can click that 4 times.
What's the benefit of doing it 4 times?
Because you only get your hit points back per level, so you'll get 2 hit points back per rest. You'll get all your stamina points back, but only 2 hit points.
Oh, I don't need to do it then if I'm max.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what else Kaz would do.
Yeah, just
Get to know
I think you
the
might have like some
ship.
small projects going around that you might just be working on,
Yeah.
engineering wise, and just tinkering.
not a problem at all.
Yeah.
But if there's nothing major that you guys want to kind of do, is it like...
No, I was going to say I wouldn't mind trying to find any of Cassie's possessions. Then
They're
be
already
like,
gone, mate.
no, I know. I'm going to look for them, find they're not there,
Yeah, and that's the
and
thing.
then
An odd lack of them. And like Derrisdays, who's with you, is like, she really didn't come with much. Which is what was quite surprising that she came on, and I figured, in my naivety, that it was just a case that the crew was going to feed her and have everything that she needed, and she was just going to stay on the ship and nap. Obviously, with the big rifle and everything else, it was all concealed, but...
But yeah, I'd like to see if she did any mapping data whatsoever.
Not that you can find. And I know that you took a data pad.
Useless.
Yes.
But yeah, she absolutely did not.
I take it
Didn't
you
even
left
do her
Doris
fake
Day's
job.
stuff, TJ.
Sorry?
I take it you left Doris Day's stuff when it was.
There would have been actually in Chip's bunk was a bag of essentially books and papers, and then one of them is like, D, I've got your stuff, we're looking for you. I think was the message that you left on the paper.
I think TJ's just literally scooped it all into the briefcase and gone.
Because I obviously would have wanted to talk to Doris Day about that paper and what he'd found, but if he can't find it, I guess.
Yeah, because you guys, he would have stayed with you specifically to bury Adric, and then that's Ian forgetting he was there. And then,
Deris who?
yeah, and that's pretty much it. He would, just be like,
Dave?
has anybody seen my bag?
Probably have to ask Dave, because that would be the first port of call.
Who's Dave?
Ah, yes, we added a new member
member.
of the crew.
Crew member.
He's a toilet.
Yeah, he's a toilet, but he also does clean the place. I mean, as you can see, it is spick and span in here. If you just go down to the cargo bay, you'll find him.
Right, I'll do that
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
But have you seen my bag?
That's what
I
I
have
mean.
not.
Dave might.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, and he goes off to the cargo bay. And, yeah, you don't know what he does unless you follow him. And
No,
then,
no.
No, I'll go with him
Yeah,
and
no.
show him Dave, because he doesn't know what he's looking at before. He'd just be
yeah,
like,
he's like,
Dave!
and he's
Are
like,
you a Dave?
yeah, and like he literally goes in. He's like, Dave, and then you hear, and then it slowly like wheels out, and
I just imagine Wally.
it's pretty much based on Wally, but like more British bin. Instead of a compactor, it's like what I envisioned was Wally, and then I took the tracks off, gave it wheels, and then you know the machine that goes onto the DeLorean for Back to the Future 2, and he's just like throwing track into it to like get the power.
Yeah,
That was the
okay.
whole inspiration for Dave.
Oh, I
That
love
like
it.
they would take something shit and turn it into something good.
Dave.
The premise of Dave.
That's exactly where he came from. And yeah, he kind of wheels out, and he's like, hello.
Hello, Dave. On your cleaning travels, you didn't by any chance come across a bag full of papers, did you?
No, my only cleaning was the biomatter left by the previous crew. I buried them. Any bits I could not process.
Oof.
That,
I want to know what's the biggest bit Dave could process.
I mean, yeah, that comforts me that you buried them, rather than just devoured.
I asked Steve what the traditions were for their people. He said usually it would be burial or cremation, so I tried to do what was best by Steve and by the crew.
I'm trying to imagine Dave.
I mean, that's a very
little
good job,
thing.
Dave.
Bear in mind, like he's got a long, solid Hoover arm and a claw pincer arm that's like on a retractable. So how he buried those?
I was going to ask how he did it, and then I thought, no, let's not. Let's not ruin it. I'll say, well, sorry to bother you, thank you.
That is quite all right.
Dave. D.
Hello, Dee. I am Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Hi. He just looks at you, Dave, and then it's like, okay, I guess maybe Cassie took it, or I mean, she had longer left with the ship after we ran.
It was there.
Oh,
I left you a note.
oh, what did it say?
Don't leave without us, because we are without a ship.
Good call.
While they're gone, I'd like to sneak his bag back into
Yeah, fair enough. You had that conversation. It's, I mean, or you actually doing it sneakily while they're in a different room.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a stealth check then.
Okay. What's my stealth?
I so want it to be low.
18.
18. I mean, you and Darius, they wouldn't be in that room, but I mean, Kaz and Calyx can absolutely make perception checks to see what they see.
I think, yeah. I mean, that's a 26.
You see it.
I also got a 26.
Really?
Yeah, you guys watch, like, they've asked about this bag. TJ, I mean, would you have been like, no? Or would it, like,
I'm
more...
like,
And then they disappear off through the galley and out to the engine bay, the cargo bay, sorry, the engine room, and then you watch. Would you, like, scurry in and be like...
I think it's that, like, I think the shades go on, and you know when,
In space.
you know, like in like shows when someone goes, oh yeah, just play it cool, and people just act so not cool. It's that kind of whole like strutting over, like, oh, yawn and drop it into the bunk.
And yeah, you know, return to the bridge, just like, oh, stretch the legs or whatever, and then...
Gotta get back on the wheel, if you know what I'm saying?
I like to imagine you also struggle to get it on there just for the
Oh
height.
yeah,
It's like,
completely.
yeah, and eventually when you guys make your way back through to that area, at whatever point that is, the bag is then on the bed, in a completely different position to what you left it, book maybe like slopped out to one side.
Fuck's sake.
Darius is like, oh, did you not Oh, okay. And he's like a bit confused, and he like starts going through it and stuff. Finds the note, and he's like, huh, "Yeah, I mean, what do you want to know? I mean, I suppose everything that I found you sort of know now, but if you've got questions, ask, and vice versa. I mean, I know that you were trying to dive into the Starfinder archives to see what else came up, but
A big fat nothing.
is it not strange that I hear about it through pirates and smugglers, but yet you find nothing in the Starfinder archives?
I mean, it is strange, and I find it totally unbelievable.
Me too. The fact that the biggest treasure hunters in the galaxy, which is what the Starfinders essentially are.
But should have been looking in the restricted section.
We don't have that kind of clearance. Mr. Pomfrey is very...
Cloak of invisibility.
Not the name of the librarian, that's the...
Madame Pomfrey
Is the nurse.
is the nurse.
Yeah. Who is the librarian?
Oh God.
Some old bat.
So
Some
yeah, I
old
don't
bat.
think it's important.
Do we
is
ever?
it?
Yeah, she's in the books.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was
Anyway.
years ago.
Anyway, because
Yeah.
I'm going to get distracted thinking about that. The fact that you couldn't find anything tells me that somebody knew something or wanted other people not to know something.
So, I mean, would I have accessed different levels of clearance of information?
You have access to the Arcana Miriam, which is essentially like a big magical facility within Absolom Station. Then you have access to anything that's not classified or upper levels of rank within the Starfinder Society, so commanders and stuff like that. And anything, most of the Starfinder stuff is like free information. That's the whole point of being a Starfinder, is to explore and to share information. But everything that you've done, like looking for, it's like looking for like keywords in stuff and being able to like data process, just came up with nothing.
So it's either classified or it's been wiped.
Yeah. I guess. Because again, I only heard about it because of passing traders, like people that are less tangible, I guess is the word Ian's looking for. And I mean, the fact that Kato knew about it, that says something to me. Did you manage to get anything from that data pad? Nice sheet.
Yeah, I was just.
For podcasters, there's Jack is currently eyeing up the Zephyr Horizon character ship sheet.
Just imagine Kaz was looking at the ship, just getting familiar.
Yeah, this is 4 days.
There are messages coming in to Kato. Well, actually, no, there's no messages coming in. There's messages going out.
Yeah.
But anything that's coming in has either been deleted or there's just no record. But I think we could probably use it to our advantage if we pretend that we are Cassie Kato, and just by sending a message and saying,
Job done.
job's done, I'm here, where shall we meet, kind of thing.
Smart.
There's a possibility if we want to go down that route.
Yeah, it's interesting because we didn't know much about these. The only thing we know about them that is public knowledge is that on Demalco we used them as a way of defending ourselves from death. The fact that we were just trying to see if where they were from originally led to this is... I don't know anything else really. But I mean...
Why other people would want them?
That's a good question. Because I didn't know anything about anything I could do. Nice mugs, by the way.
Yeah, right.
You can get those from www.dragonbornindustries.com. And they are these lovely Dynatech Industries Future Perfect mugs. Because I didn't know any of those abilities, or the fact that you could talk to them. That's never been spoken about in Demalco, or on Demalco. I know that obviously the Guardians that wield them have the ability to empathetically change the emotions of the Colossi enough that they leave us alone and go somewhere else, but that was it, and that's all they were done. But I didn't expect to find the orb in such a panic, be able to use it to turn away other creatures, and then commune with it, and then would like gesture towards the bridge where TJ would be and be like, or the fact that it can make somebody talk, or has some command over a person. That's more than we've seen before.
There's obviously a reason that these things were kept out of history.
Yeah.
And they're quite powerful,
Yeah.
and people seek power.
And I imagine this is taking part in the crew quarters, or do you imagine it in the galley, or...
I don't know, probably crew quarters.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's sat on like a top bunk.
Yeah, because that's where all his stuff was, so that's where
Yeah.
probably we
Yeah.
would have started the conversation.
And yeah, he just is... Like, I guess we do need to know more. I think that's a good idea to send a message saying it's done, at least to keep anybody else from trying to look for that particular...
Bit balling. Did we solidify our plan for what we're going to do with the orb?
Or should we, and then you like jump down and like lead through to the bridge and be like, I guess that's something that we do need to talk about.
Mhm.
Obviously, once I get back, I'm going to dive into more research. I'm going to try and find out more about maybe like past instances of Starfinders going to Demalco or anything along those lines. Maybe I'll travel back to Demalco. Maybe I'll try and find some extra information. But I mean, and he looks to you. He's like, obviously, I couldn't. I knew that I couldn't talk to it outside of that cave. I presume that that's still the same now, and again, I'm very happy to not have it on me or to have it on me. I just...
If we want to keep it hidden, we can use the glove that Cassie had. Currently has the sniper rifle in it, but we can take that out.
I think
But-
it's a bit more.
But also,
Yeah.
we know that there's someone within Dynatech that were helping Cassie.
I mean,
But-
that's what we wanted.
We don't. We don't.
We have a strong suspicion.
Well, here's the thing. It might be, or it might be that Cato was the person in Dynatech giving the leaks. This is the thing. We don't know. We don't even know if it's someone in the Starfinders who've maybe been concealing things. So I'm going to preempt anything of the corporations, this, and collectives that, and I think we're in a bit of a sticky wicket in that we just don't have enough information either way to truly trust where we can place Chap.
Is it worth though saying that we don't trust anyone?
This is what I mean. If there's one person that could be an issue, then we can't just go and blindly tell everybody.
No.
I mean, the Shirin who sent us on this mission, we don't know whether they're possibly. I mean,
Sharon?
The head of the
the head of
Starfinders.
Zazu, Gabor?
I mean,
Jiskis?
I can't remember. Sorry.
That sounds
No,
familiar.
he's not the head of Starfinder Society.
Was
He's like,
Zazano?
no, Elisbo is a human in the head of the
no,
Starfinder.
Probably not the
there
head.
was a
It's
Shirin.
always
It was
Dynatech.
definitely a Shirin who sent
it was
us.
it was a
I'm quite new to the
Starfinder Dynatech
Starfinders, so
thing, I think.
But I mean,
probably.
they sent us. How do we know that maybe they don't have
Yeah. But I
reason
mean,
to want?
when
Very true.
she was more talkative, she did say that she got herself the role at Dynatech. Zano. Okay, I didn't meet them, but if they got themselves the role at Dynatech, then yeah, I mean, I guess that that would say that they're the leak, but at the same time, we don't know if somebody got them that role inside there.
We don't know if they were the only leak
Exactly. What if you guys keep hold of the orb? If you've got a way of concealing it, like the glove or a bag or anything. I mean, and he looks down at like his like lack of weaponry, and he's like, "I'm no killer. I'm no fighter. I'm not going to defend it. If somebody wants to take it, they've got an easy job with me."
Let's not give it to you then.
Probably for the best.
But I mean, are we going to lock it away? Are we going to keep it on us all of the time? It's going to make us a target.
Well,
But
I
only
mean,
if people know that we've got it.
As far as I'm aware, whoever sent Kato knew about it. But if you can say that the job's done, and she said she was going to destroy it, or try to.
no one's going to suspect a glove on someone if you put it in the glove.
Yes, but if they've sent Cassie out there and they know us, and then Cassie doesn't come back, but we do,
Yeah.
it's going to happen. They're going to look on the roster, they're shipping rosters, they're going to see she hasn't returned and we have.
Yeah.
It is likely we are going to be watched, we are going to be investigated unknowingly.
So are we telling the truth about Cato?
Yes, I think so. I think we have to. Yes.
But about then, what we can't just say we don't know what she was after.
Well, I mean, we can.
Well, yeah.
We can say that she. I mean, it's not necessarily a lie if we say that she attacked us and she was the one that betrayed the crew and killed everyone. We can, and he looks uncomfortable, obfuscate the truth about the orb and keep it a secret. And
So
say
we found nothing.
that
She was,
my mission was a failure, but hers was apparently something else.
but it doesn't make sense why she would attack for nothing if there was nothing there. I think it makes her slightly unbelievable.
Or maybe she was. I mean, well, she was going on the premise that
Same as me, that something was.
something was there.
Or we say that we got there and she was already dead.
Or that.
That whatever, we never found any orb, we've never seen it.
I think-
we don't know why she was there, and she was just dead when we got there. As was the rest of the crew, and dare I say was the only one we found.
If we could keep it as
The
close to
only
the
thing
truth
with
as
that
possible.
is it's going to put a lot of suspicion
Yeah.
on you if that's a sole survivor
Yes.
situation.
I'm okay telling the truth up until the orb and saying that we don't know what she thought she'd find. There was this room with carvings that we didn't understand,
Yeah.
pillars.
So
At the end of the
Uh,
day, if we tell the truth and say, you know, Cassie killed the whole crew, tried to kill us, we had to defend ourselves, blah blah blah, don't say anything about the orb. If Starfinders or whoever we tell happen to be the ones that ordered this,
Yeah.
then we'll find out soon enough.
Until
but it gives us
But not only that,
buffer
we're
time.
not necessarily lying there either.
no,
Exactly.
until we know
I'm
who
going to
we
do
can
some
trust.
editing on my footage.
Um,
Oh god.
I
Is it
think
worth
it's best.
sending that message now?
Well, we can't really
So-
do anything until we get in.
I have-
Well,
I
it'll,
have-
can we?
it'll ping off when we get there, but it'll still have a date
I
stamp
suppose.
on
I
it.
have thought that we should probably try and keep regular communication with whoever this is, because she has been sending messages quite regularly.
But if the
So
official
if
story
they don't hear
is...
anything for days, and then all of a sudden a message comes out of nowhere, it could be a bit suspicious.
But it's even more suspicious if we come back and say, oh, Kato's dead, and then they've been getting messages.
Yeah, but that's only an issue if this person has penetrated Dynatech or the Starfinders. If they are an entity by themselves, then it doesn't matter what we say to our respective groups.
I still think, like, they're going to notice that Cassie hasn't come back on the Zephyr Horizon with
I
us.
other
am
thing-
with you on that. I don't feel it necessary to send messages. I think it puts us in more danger. For now, we have escaped danger, but I think sending a message pretending to be someone is putting a target on our backs that we've just got rid of.
Yeah, I suppose they might be able to track this compound once we're in there.
I mean,
The
we
data
could send
sphere.
the message, orb destroyed, however, just made contact with a new crew, and then we could say that she attacked us after we met her and she sent this message, and then we dispatched. And he looks uncomfortable saying that.
Yeah, I
It's-
just
that's
it's
a lot
too
of lying.
complicated.
I think it's
I
too much.
think we just have to be straight up and just not mention the orb. Just keep it
We
simple.
don't know anything
keep
about
it.
the
No, and maybe
We didn't find
placing-
anything. She didn't find anything. She got pissed. Decided to cut our losses. End of.
I think we just have to act like we don't know what's going on. We just defended ourselves. We did the job.
I honestly think pleading ignorance will keep us safe in this situation.
I believe
And
so.
what do we do with the orb? We put it in the glove and then
There's the glove.
take it with us?
This is a question I had. Can you, or have you tried detect magic on the orb?
No, I haven't actually.
I would like to test it if it's in the glove, whether you can still detect magic, because Zano
GM screams inside.
is one of the most powerful
Yeah.
people I've
Nice.
ever come across.
And this is the thing as well, because we don't know what kind of scanners that we're going to come up against. Because, you know, I assume that kind of tech at some
Yeah.
point is going to get picked up by
Right.
something.
Is it worth maybe keeping the glove on board here on the Zephyr?
Can they access the ship? Are
I
they
believe the glove has to be worn to be used.
Okay.
So you can't just put it in the glove and then put the glove in the chest.
No.
Yeah. My only thought is we put it in the glove from when we get to Absolom Station, so we can at least get it off the ship if we want to.
They are going to want to have a look at the evidence, I suppose.
I have a contact that I trust, but that's entirely up to you guys.
It's
whether
also
you're
then,
up
are
for
we
that, but-
putting more people in danger?
I think the more people who know, the worse this is going to
Yes.
get. We really need to tell.
Does
Okay.
anyone have a panic room in their abode? A safe house?
Well, my contact, I have a friend, but who I trust.
It's not a room though, is it, Cass?
He has his own place.
Wow!
Well,
Mr. Moneybucks over here!
So,
He's actually quite destitute, actually.
FYI, the good story, actually, you could take it off and leave it somewhere.
Okay.
I'm going to say that is its own pocket dimension and that you wouldn't be able to tell what's inside it because it doesn't specifically say in the item, but it does say should something like dispel magic or something that cancels an effect,
It comes out.
it will come
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
So,
there's so many ifs and buts. I mean, it depends how untrusting we're going to be, because we could land and we could go and see your friend and ask for help, but then, you know, we're going to have to announce our arrival before we arrive. So
Well,
are
yes,
there going to
exactly.
be people there waiting for us?
I mean, if it's
but that's why we put it in the glove.
as a temporary solution, it is worth noting that where I live, my kind are the only kind who can actually access the building, which would limit the amount of exposure, just as a temporary if we want to just chuck it somewhere while we deal with the immediate. And Linda's not going to touch my stuff, because we've got an agreement about that.
I am
Or we've
also
got your
going
friend
to
and the
say
glove, and
we're
we've got
going to
options.
land. They are going to. I do think whoever has sent Cassie on this, they are going to watch us when we land.
This is
They
what
are
I
going
mean.
to know, and if they see Cassie Cato's glove on someone else's hand,
This is
they're
also
going to go.
Does the orb glow when it's in my cheeks? Because technically it fits.
It does give off a 10-foot
That's
radius
really
of light.
annoying.
I mean,
We're going
you're
down a
quite
rabbit
plushy
hole.
though and quite furred,
I
so I
am.
think it's like, and yeah, you are right, we are going down a
I'm
rabbit
just
hole.
glowing.
But I would say there is somewhat
Yeah,
of an emphasis. It's like
that's
putting a
fair.
torch in your mouth, I think. And it is, 'cause it's like a bulk. It is like,
Big.
Seal in the vein.
yeah.
See, there is huge risk with bringing it, and I actually kind of wanted to leave it on the planet for this exact reason, because we knew where it was. But now we have to actively deceive people.
But I mean,
Well-
if Kato sent a message back saying that she arrived on Able, that means that other people now know where it is.
Exactly.
But
At least we know where it is at all times if it's with one of us.
we're not going to be searched when we, like as soon as we
we're not
enter
gonna be
Absalom.
patted
You know,
down.
yeah, we're not fugitives.
Have
or
you got
No,
anything.
those? If you've
we're
got those
not,
long sleeves,
but-
Kaz, you can cover your glove with a
You
little bit.
That could probably work something.
You did watch the same program as me, right? Where they literally got put in the prison cell when they landed because they knew too much.
Have you done something wrong?
No,
No?
no.
I just think
I feel like
We've
if
just done a
somebody
job for
wants
the
we are
Starfinder.
going to be watched as soon as we land.
Of course we are, but no
Somebody's-
one's going to be like,
Wait.
"Hey, you, we need to pat you down."
Well, this
You know,
is
we
the
can get
thing.
off the
I
ship.
think we need a short-term solution, and then when we have
Yeah.
more information, we can make a long-term
Exactly.
plan.
Okay.
My pitch is we put it in the glove.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are happy, I'm happy to give it to my friend, just for short keeping.
But
I-
when are you going to have the opportunity to give it to your friend? Because I feel like if we land, we are whatever we do between then and going back to Dynatech is not going to be private.
I think keep it on yourself for a while, Kaz. If I'm honest,
Okay.
I think just
Okay.
play it chill, play it cool, and this is the thing we don't know quite. I've never done a debrief before. I'm not quite sure what it entails.
No.
So we've just got to, once we land, I think this thing, keep it hidden, keep it secret, keep it safe, and then we'll go from there. There's no point us going round and round in circles. Oh God, that sounds so fun. Anyway, there's no point going round and round like this until we've got a better idea of what it is we're working with, because we're
Yeah.
just going to get ourselves in a bit of a pickle and get ourselves all worked up.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've... And I'm going to kind of reach out and just grab whoever's closest. We've done an amazing thing here together. Fuck Vorag, but all of us have done an amazing thing. We have really come together on this, and I'm very proud of each and every one of you, and I hope that you're proud of yourselves too.
You really are suited to this captain role, aren't you?
Everything just looks confused.
You
but
better
with
get
that,
used to this, Dee.
Sorry, this
No,
was,
no.
it was only if you're about to wrap up to Absolom or something.
well, that's the point. Is that we can
Yes.
dilly-dally around all day, but
Yeah.
you know, if it seems to be that's the end decision. So, are you putting it in the glove?
Yes.
Somebody has to
We'll
wear
put
it.
it in the glove, and
They
then
don't have
Kaz
to
is
wear it,
going to be
but,
taking
that's what I had a
it
look at. I was like,
probably
oh,
for the moment.
But so you have it now, yeah?
Yeah.
And there's a small sense of emotion that comes from it, which is just curiosity.
I'm going to go and stay with my friend Kaz for a while. He's rather wonderful, and I think you two will get on like a house on fire.
Yeah, there's only that sense of curiosity. You don't sense anything else, and it's like minor. You can hand it over to Kaz,
I will do.
and then you can store it within the glove of storing. To which end, you need to take that sniper rifle out and
Yep.
put it somewhere.
Yep. Where? Because,
Sniper.
Yeah, you
I
want a
can't
sniper.
use long arms.
No, it's
Wow.
not a long arm. So it takes long arm rounds, but a sniper rifle is a separate class of things. So operatives get melee weapons,
Advanced
short.
melee.
No, not advanced
Well, I
melee.
thought I couldn't use any sniper weapons because they weren't fucking small arms, and I just don't know what weaponry is.
No, that's what we went over last week as well. So you get sniper weapons as well. They take long arm rounds, but they are their own classification of weapon, and you can use them as a operative.
You can use them.
Then yes, I shall.
Okay.
And you didn't take them before because it was so expensive.
Mm?
The reason that you didn't take them before at
That's
level
not
1 because
the-
they were so expensive,
Yeah.
because they were like 700 credits.
Add that.
I think
Just on our 4 days, just because I really want it noted that I've done this, I'm going through the footage that I've had from our journey,
Oh, you're deleting orbs.
and I would like to cut out anything orb related, anything fingernail related, and anything Vorag related.
You are unable to edit the files within the camera.
Oh no!
Wait.
Oh.
In the cheeks. And I'm going to keep it down, I'm going to turn it off, and just keep it in my cheeks.
Where's that come from? Did you have it the whole time?
The camera.
Yeah.
Oh,
The entire time.
we didn't just
You had it
find
in your
it.
face at some point. You were like, you and Borag were like, ugh.
I know. I was just wondering if we picked it up from somewhere or if we just.
No, I got it specifically for this.
Dynatech issued.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
Yeah, you
Shit.
try and you try. There is no edit feature. You cannot delete footage.
bloody
It is
entertainments.
A bit
Store.
of space curling with the evidence.
Nope. We need to give something back. If I can get this to my desk and edit it at my desk, I've got stuff I can work
You
with.
don't think they'll ask for it?
Do you want me to have a look at it?
Return. Oh yes.
There is a tech workshop on board. I can try and
Yeah, there is
do
tech
something
workshop
with
on
that.
board.
jury rig and
Want to
edit
make a
button.
computers check or engineering?
Yes, it would be a computer's check because this technically is a computer, and I need
Okay.
certainty.
Scaling. What's that mean?
Yeah, just type in the box. SHO. Yeah, just search it, honestly. Anyway.
It's like a Sahobad.
Yeah.
We've got our
It's the very bottom.
pitch for ready, steady salad as well.
Yeah, we
computers
really
check.
do.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember my line manager, what her name is. I really need to.
Not great, but it's sort of 15.
Sorry, my sponsor.
You begin trying to get into it, and
Can I get a
She
bonus
wants
for using the tech
footage.
workshop on board?
if the tech workshop says that you have a bonus,
Doesn't specifically say.
I'll have a quick look in Starships just to make sure. Zebra Horizon, you.
Do I click that one to reload?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that I've got time to reload all my weapons.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, why is it staying at 18?
Because then you don't have any more batteries left.
I haven't used any.
You probably only have one battery.
No, I bought lots of batteries.
We will check that in a little bit then.
I would have maybe done 10 shots in this entire campaign.
So, tech. Through systems.
I have 4 left. It's just not working.
Tech Workshop contains all the space and tools necessary to craft technological items. Though the crafter must still provide the necessary raw materials, such as workshop reduces the crafting time by half. So it's not crafting an item.
Okay, so it was a failure, was it?
Yes, and something that you notice is that it is firewall protected.
It's
this
alright.
is
I can deal with it when we get
okay.
back. It's
well,
fine.
yeah,
It's fine.
I thought I might be able to do something with it, but it's
Thank you. I appreciate
yeah,
the
no
effort,
problem.
Kaz.
No problem.
Providing they don't
The one last thing I'd like
want
to do
it
during
upon
4
arrival.
days.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's all good. Listen, I can hold them off on a deadline, so I can make sure that I'm just cutting out all the image of people eating and things, and
Trimming
except the cooking program, because that's going to go straight down to entertainments. But no, it's fine, and yes, it'll be hunky dory.
Caleb, you had one last thing.
One last thing, it's just a small thing. Just while this 4 days, I think Calix will keep a lot to himself because he's like digesting the whole this is not what I wanted and signed up for, and he's just going to be creating this long tapestry. It would be relatively hard, I suppose, to understand because it's all in binary trees with loads of knots and differences, but it's like a type of language that he's writing in. And there are pictures in it, but it's mostly just these binary tree knots.
Cool.
And it's just a record of what's happened.
Sweet.
Nice.
Including orb-related things.
Well, considering that it's a really hard language to read, then yeah, it will actually contain probably mentions of the orb.
Well, your 4 days of travel come to fruition, and you reach a beacon within the drift that you know to be the exit point of the drift to the Galarion system. You can see the light of the Starstone reactor as well that breaches through the drift and creates like a lighter glow in the area around you. You activate the drift engine and that beam of light spreads out over the ship and then comes back in on itself. And as it does, the scene outside of that bridge window again changes, and you see, as you exit the drift into the near reaches of Absolom Station. Can I get perception checks, please?
Yeah, what?
TJ,
Hello.
specifically I want to know what yours is.
18.
Cool.
19.
19. Okay, next.
I'm trying to...
11.
11. Skelkin.
24.
I think I had my eyes
24.
closed.
So, for all of you there, the scene in front of the bridge is one of a busy, in front of the bridge, sorry, out of the window, is one of a busy system. Ships come and go, satellites, billboards, and the signs of life and busyness that can be seen everywhere. That's been missing from your lives the past 2 and a bit weeks. TJ, the camera you have blinks to life.
No.
Shit.
And a little light in the corner flickers between red, blue, and green erratically.
Damn it.
And at the same time, a comm is pinged to the ship. And you know you are being contacted. What would you all like to do?
Who's pinging us? Who's sliding in our DMs?
It's got a Dynatech log to it.
Oh.
I gather around and I'm just like, oh, is it Miss I've actually forgotten my sponsor's name. What's her name? The Vesk.
That would be Kimpire.
That's it.
Okay.
Do you think it's her? Do you think she might be wanting footage?
I think they've already got it. Hello. This is TJ Gregerson, captain of the Zephyr Horizon. Not the ship we were intending to go back on, but hey ho, shit happened.
Your screens flash up with an image of a Shirin female, red insect-like plates and fiery orange compound eyes, and 2 long antennae that twitch at the top of their head. Good. It seems you have found the ship, and I presume you must have also found the crew. But I believe that it is yourselves that answer this call, that the crew of the Zephyr have not survived.
Oh, not the crew. No, but we've got Darius Day.
And what about Kato? Did you manage to find her, and did you find the data we require?
Oh, I think that is a conversation for a face-to-face in maybe a very private room.
I've got the mapping data.
Kalix did a wonderful job.
Got the data.
So much data.
Very well. And then the screen splits into 2. And the screen in front, once it splits, a female Vesk joins the conversation. Purple scaled with yellow tipped frills. This is Kampaya Zaki.
Hi, Miss. How you doing?
Hello.
Zano speaks up. Ah, Kimpire, I was about to buzz you. Kimpire responds.
Yes, the infosphere picked up the transfer from the recording device taken by T4862, and we are putting out an immediate broadcast with Valerian momentarily. Good footage by the looks of things, T4862.
Oh god, I've got so much karaoke on that one.
Great work out there. Glad you're back in one piece. Didn't doubt you for a second. There will probably be some sort of decent exposure for the company of this mission. And I expect the Starfinders in the crew will also gain some notoriety too, with the right spin on things.
There is a lot of editing needed to that footage.
Before you get to continue, they just cut you off.
As for you, Zeno, hopefully T4862 provided enough information to go on, but I shall let the marketing team go ahead with the product release. We can tie it in with the news of this mission's success.
The screen blinks back to Zano as Kimpaya takes herself off the call.
Bye, miss.
Well, let's not hesitate to capitalize on this. Return to Absolom Station, bring the Zephyr Horizon back into Docking Bay 4.
Which you would know is not the docking bay you left from.
We will have a small contingency of Dynatech officials for you to debrief and then head back to me at Dynatech HQ when you are ready. We may have some more work for you to do if you are interested. But for now, keep an eye on the infosphere for news updates.
And the screen disappears, and you are left with the busy but silent image in the space of Galarian packed worlds ahead of you. You can now tune into the infosphere, and anybody who's watching would be able to see there are like news reports starting to come up, and you can see TV shows coming in, Steve, the AI, chimes up. It appears you have already gained notoriety in moments. There appears to be news reports mentioning the ship and yourselves broadcasting live now.
Oh, we're live now?
Not you personally, right now, but there is information going out.
And can we find what they're showing?
Yeah, you can tune into the infosphere if you so wish to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is going to make things a little weird to explain.
Yeah.
So,
Were
That
you
has
running the
caused-
camera whilst we were trying to explain how we would lie?
No, I wasn't.
She's had it off for a little
I
while.
have had it off for a little while.
But there is definitely orb stuff on there.
There's definitely more stuff on
Is
there.
there us finding orb stuff?
What?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I think my whole
Darius Day is like, just like, mouth is hit the floor, eyes wide, like looking at you all like.
the whole Vorax Grandad thing is on there.
Oh god.
There's also a lot of footage of you guys brushing your teeth, and what?
Kim, she did say that she was wanting possibly
I thought
this
they
to
were
be
going to
like
give
an
me a chance to
advertising
edit
launch.
it. I thought that was the point, that I was going to get to actually put my stamp on it.
So what you start seeing turn up are breaking news. Starfinders and Dynatech find missing crew. Breaking news. Dynatech saves Galarion and stuff like just these like really obnoxious like news headlines of like
Excuse
grandeur.
me, Dynatech saves.
Dynatech and Starfinder saves Galarion, the system and stuff like that. It's just like really like
They
eye-catching
pay
stuff.
to get first place on the naming.
Wait, we
They
how
did
we
sponsor the
save
mission.
Well,
anything?
After a few more minutes, video reports start coming out, and one of them is a news report. And you can flash it all up on the big screen. It's like dun 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 dun, and then a small plant-like being with a circular bulbous head that has a plait of stems sprouting from the top sits behind a desk wearing a black smart suit and looks directly into the screen. Good afternoon, Absolom Station. I'm Rick Red Valerian, and I'm here with breaking news story. A group of Dynatech Industries delegates and Starfinder explorers have just returned from a very dangerous mission in which a previous crew had gone missing. A video appears on the screen showing the entry and combat onto the Opal Gem and finding the Drift Dead. They found missing Starfinder Wenz Marini, who went missing over 70 years ago. We go now to AV40 with an interview with the family of the deceased. The camera switches to a middle-aged Lashunta male sat at a table, mouthful of food, mid-bite, with what looks like a family, human wife, 2 kids, as they look surprised to have a camera in their face. And a robotic voice can be heard. You must be revealed to finally know the truth of your uncle. Tell us, what is better than good news and a meal with your beautiful family? And a microphone is shoved into the guy's face. The man looks surprised and his eyes widen and stumble to find his words. Speechless, I know. Well, we must have sent we have sent a crew to retrieve his corpse so you can finally have closure on the matter with your beloved uncle. The camera switches back to the Raxolite, this plant-like being behind a desk. Next, they fought off a brutal and devastating attack by the corpse fleet. Ah! And we see a small segment from the Dynatech shuttle cockpit of the crew, you, in action, that as laser blasts out from the turret above, and the scene quickly turns into a large fleet vessel made of bones exploding in space.
I don't remember it being quite that.
No.
Is that marketing too?
No, that'll be ends. That'll be marketing. That's got to stand.
What are the corpse fleet up to now, and is anywhere safe from them? Well, not with this crew around. We have an interview with Eoxin Ambassador Gavalasker Nor on tonight's show with Kaylee Beliski to talk about how much danger we could all be in if the corpse fleet attacks again. More horrors await this brave crew as the swarm entities attacked them. The camera flicks to a red sandy forward operating base, where the camera pans up as a grotesque drooling creature like a bug, but more so than you remember, jumps down towards an image of Calyx. But you all know it wasn't Calyx that attacked first, it was Vorag. The camera cuts several times and shows the party shooting this creature down. The camera then pans to the Zephyr Horizon, and we hear Rick Red talking again. And the crew of the Zephyr Horizon was found, but most had unfortunately perished in the crash landing. Luckily, some of the crew had survived long enough for our new heroes to find them, and an image of Cassie Cato slumped against a rock, dropping her pistol is shown. Images of more fights against the Korovox are shown, and the temple entrance with the lighting made to be more dramatic and mysterious. Seems like the battles here did leave some remnant swarms, and the Veskarium has been contacted to explain the situation, as the planet, which we cannot name for security reasons, is in Vesk space and would fall under their remit to destroy what swarm remains. Luckily, Dynatech Explorer Calyx, and an image of an axolotl head silk moth smiling appears on the screen, was around to save the last remaining Starfinder crew of the Horizon, and a clip of Calyx casting a solar flare flashes up before the image of Derisday is seen walking towards the Zephyr Horizon with the remainder of the crew.
I don't remember that happening.
No.
Butchered my footage!
Oh.
Who are these heroes? Well, they are none other than some of the ones who defended Absolom Station from a terrorist attack that has been on everyone's mind since the outburst in the Eye recently. And as he says this, images of Kaz with his sword swinging, and a skeleton gun out exiting from the briefing room, as then a shot of Calyx teleporting away as the combat gets close from all the security cameras that were in that room. You don't come by a true hero every day, but Calyx and his team of friends really have gone above and beyond recently to bring about peace and security to Absolom Station. No! The galaxy! But who recorded all this footage? Well, we have a Dynatech exclusive live for you right now! And the screen swipes away. And the scene we see begins with a banner on the bottom of the screen. Dynatech Industries.
You fucking turn.
Future perfect.
You fucking know it.
And then it says, Hastoki, all the assistance you could ever need. The image of an exceptionally clean and sterile medical lab where smiling, excited scientists bustle about carrying vials or boxes, containers of various medical equipment. The scene spins and we stand in the lab, but with only two people. An Oshuru, a snail-like humanoid with a large shell, two long stalks with big bright eyes, lined with fake lashes, and a human male, maybe about 6 foot, just shy of that, extraordinarily slim but broad-shouldered, and they hold themselves with a sense of strength yet grace. They are young, they have jet black medium-length fringe that is very voluminous, and they have this beautifully sculpted face and fantastic cheekbones with a jawline. They wear these black circular glasses that completely cover and obscure their eyes, and a really casual, like, turtleneck-style shirt that then points really quite extravagantly off. And this is all skin tight, which is then underneath a grey blazer and then some grey suit trousers. Then they also have these, like, fashion buckles up the outside of them. But their skin is almost pure white with how pale they are. And they have these small, almost black lips that smile, a faint smile. The Snailian holds a thin mic and begins to talk. Hi, fashionistas of the pack world, it's me, Joji Corral, and I'm here with head of Infosphere and Marketing, Elijah Rose Lauren, who is going to tell us all about the new Hastoki workforce available for purchase now.
Wait, what?
Mr. Rose Lauren, where do we begin? What is the Hastoki workforce, and what is all the buzz about? The pale man calmly smiles. and begins talking directly to this Ashura, this snail-like being. The Hastoki workforce is exactly what it is. A cheap, yet highly efficient bioengineered tool for any business with large personnel needs. Instead of filling your office with the people who are bored senseless by bureaucratic paperwork and menial, relentless tasks, the Hastoki have been engineered to revel in it. Worried about rising costs of living and paying wages to new employees? Then the Hastoki are the answer. For a bioengineered tool with a very small sense of self-awareness, they respond favourably to the smallest of rewards. They are not subject to the same costs issues with regular workforce and are designed to be approachable and easy on the eyes.
Well.
Many could be used to fill dead office space or make fantastic PAs and receptionists following their programming, of which will be designed around your business needs. Essentially, they are low sentient AI with hands that you can apply to all manner of work. Oh my gosh, these sound so youthful, and look how cute they are! And with that, the camera pans out, and a 3-foot-tall, calm-looking Hastoki with white fur, sporting a grey eye patch, stands staring into the camera, all cute and plush-like. And who are you, buddy? I'm TX9095989. Do I like that, man? Can I be buddy? And are you happy to be part of the workforce? Oh, God, yes, I am. I'm so excited to get to work. The camera pulls back to Joji and Elijah. Well, Mr. Ruffler, and thank you so much for that amazing exclusive. Back to you, Rick. And the camera switches back to the Raxolite news anchor. The heroes will be pulling into Docking Bay 4 soon, and there is only limited space, so get yourselves up there and welcome them back. And the screen changes to black, and a simple broadcast of a Lashunta electro synth band, and you are left to navigate your way back to Absolom Station.
This is bad.
We're gonna get a break.
Wow, that was a lot. That's a lot. This is a lot.
To unpack before we land.
We're gonna get a break.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna be back in about 10 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
Put some seatbelts on those ears, because you're about to go for a ride. See you in a minute. It's been 10 minutes. I wasn't paying attention to the clock. We're back for part 2. As of Starfinder, after some TV revelations. As the crew have made their way back in, how you guys feeling? We've got Kaz, we've got TJ, we've also got Steph and Jack.
Hello.
How is TJ and Kaz feeling? And then we'll talk about how you two are feeling.
God.
I think as a part of Kaz knew that this was going to fucking happen. Just something to do with the camera footage that TJ was taking. It was going to come back on us somehow, and it's worse than he thought.
So how's Jack feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean it's fun. I like it. I mean it's just a big challenge now that we got to get across and somehow manage it. And
Yeah, I guess we just see where that leads to. And what about TJ? How does TJ feel with that particular exposure?
He's furious that his artistic vision has been twisted in such ways. Also, very concerned about some of the information that he just heard in that news report, and deeply offended. Many emotions. If he was holding the orb right now, it'd be having a field day.
Just for podcast listeners, I had Jack and Steph at the table, so I figured I'd ask them. But since walking back in from... no, you're fine. Is Townsend, who plays Calyx. I mean, how would Calyx feel about that? I mean, I'm going to guess that Skelkin would not feel that great about that, because their whole thing has been trying to keep this secret. Even that whole conversation that, like... And now this, like, news report's come out, and it's like, I fucking told you! So I think I've nailed that for Skelkin as Emily's just walked back in. Would you say that's about right?
I don't think I would have said fucking.
Oh yeah.
How's Calyx feeling about it, though? I mean, you were poster child of Dynatech.
Yeah, was poster child of Dynatech. Kind of forgot that was a thing. I mean, he knows that he's been sponsored to be there and everything, but he's kind of been so happy, like in the backwater, just doing his work, that now he's like in the front. He's like, oh god, yeah, I forgot this was a thing. Oh, that was part of the whole contract, and like. Yeah, also just worried about TJ and everything.
With that revelation, and as we move back in to part 2, let's reset the scene. You've only, in the past 15 minutes, re-entered from the drift back into the Galarion system. You can see Absolom Station, you can see the busy comings and goings of shipping lanes and of just general vessels. The busy system that is the Galarion system. But then this message came in, and you spoke to Zano and Kimpire, who completely controlled the situation and the conversation, basically told you to come back for a debrief, and then told you, only via proxy of talking to each other between Kimpire and Zano, that footage was going out and they were ready, and that, you know, in your own time, make it back to Dynatech. And then you were able to tune into the Infosphere and the TV shows that are being broadcast, and one of them being this news report of this heavily edited footage of the crew and of your mission, but it's all been warped and twisted into making you guys look like heroes, both Dynatech and the Starfinders, and into this mission being one of fighting the corpse fleet, of finding these remnants of Swarm, this ancient enemy that's come in and just trying to wipe out any known life, and you guys fought back at them. And it's obfuscated everything else, even implying that Kato was a dying crew member that you found, and the only survivor was Derisday, and you guys are bringing them back. You know, I'm going to hand over to you guys now as you kind of... I imagine there's like a minute of stunned silence where, like, Derisday's face, his jaw is on the fucking floor. He is like, at least they didn't show the orb.
Someone's going to have seen it, though. So
Dynatech will have seen it. I'm sure Starfinders will have to.
Right, we're going to have to fuck off that plan and just hand it to him.
Well,
Hey.
We can't have the orb.
their mission wasn't the orb. Even when I went out, their mission wasn't the orb. Their mission was mapping, and you got that, right?
Yeah, I've got...
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
don't believe they'd let us keep it.
But that was my mission to try and find that. So I don't think they've got a leg to stand on there. So how will find?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
That's a fair point, I suppose.
The way they just controlled that conversation, I don't think we're going to have a choice.
I think we should expect resistance. Because if they do want the orb, whether they've asked for it or not, they're going to try and get it. So
Okay. I guess we
just need to keep ourselves on our toes. And just,
But why would they want it? Kato didn't work for them. she just ended up working there because she said she had shown a vision or something.
Dynatech has quite a big research division, and they're always interested in new ideas and new technologies, even or ancient ones as well. So they may literally take it for simple curiosity reasons, let alone that. But they'll find out soon enough what it is.
Ask for it. I'm not just going to hand over something that the crew died for, that Kato was willing to kill for, and that you guys put yourselves in danger for. No.
I guess we just have to take it as it comes.
But also, Starfinders, like we were saying, they've eradicated every record of these things.
But it doesn't necessarily mean the Starfinder Society. That could just be one person. It could be the society.
And which one person do you think had the power to do all of that?
We don't know until we dig.
Yeah.
And you guys stand there in this bridge of your new ship. Steve comes over the comm. Are we heading towards Absolom Station?
Oh, you've not got a choice.
Yeah.
So,
Docking Bay 4.
Docking Bay 4?
Fucking turn around and go.
are you okay?
No. No.
You're not a Yosoki.
No, I'm a Hastoki. Not a Yusoki.
You knew though all of that though.
Oh no, I knew the basis of it. I knew where I came from. I didn't realise that I was property. Apparently.
Well,
You're not to us.
no, you're sentient, bro. How can you be property? Man. And then Steve is like, I am sentient.
Hang on, so I did hear correctly that they said AI though.
Yeah. They essentially said that they are an AI implanted into a bioorganism. It's a bioengineering job. So they are a low-level AI with a slight sense of self-awareness that respond well to menial rewards. Is the was the line that this Mr. Rosluren, this young, gaunt-looking male.
Did you know who that was?
Did I know who?
You know of
Yeah.
them because they are the head of entertainment and marketing.
Yeah.
But you've never met them.
That
You've
was
never
the
even
head
seen them.
of entertainment and marketing.
Didn't I meet them? They gave me the camera, didn't they?
That was sorry, no, that would have been the head of marketing because the head of entertainment was Kim
Because we went because we went down together, didn't we, to entertainment?
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
Kimpayazaki.
Yeah. Yeah.
But marketing, sorry, is Infosphere and marketing is Rosluren.
You
And
know
this was
you're
the,
more than what they
guy,
say.
the pale.
I know I am. I bloody well know I am. And it's yes. Thoughts, feelings, emotions. Just deal with that later.
We wouldn't have you any other way, you know. You're perfect as you are, and you're not some basic AI.
It's very sweet of you to say, Caitlin. It's very sweet.
But also, on that note, it's making me worry for Vorag's safety. Did he say where he was going? On camera.
They've erased everything of Vorag on that by the
They
looks of
erased it for the
news.
the news, but they've got the raw tape.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't know who now has the tapes and who's
Who's
seen
Vorag?
it.
Too bloody right. Who's Vorag?
Another member of the crew that were our crew that was sent to find you.
He left us to go find some answers for himself. That's actually why we have no ship.
I believe he went to Vascarium.
Oh, okay.
Because you remember that forward base on the planet we just came from?
Yes, the half-destroyed one that was buried.
There was information there that he found out about his own ancestry.
Actually,
the
you went
previous
in there.
Allbone, you met him, Scaramouche. Yeah, Scaramouche Jones. Yeah, you were.
That was his granddad.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
Messy.
some heavy shit.
He didn't take it so well.
Yeah.
I mean, Beskar, not to generalise, but they are,
Proud people.
and also quick to anger.
He may turn up again.
Maybe. If you think so, is it a problem?
I just hope he's far the fuck away from here.
More a problem for him, not for us.
Yeah.
I guess apart from. I mean, and it's just like you can see it's like the cogs turning, and he's just like, But did he know that Scarrock was there? Did he? Is that why he was going?
Oh no,
No.
no, he thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
hence the anger, big
What he
dishonour.
knew about stuff about his family and whatever, it was wrong.
It turned out to be a lies, a
He
crock of
believed
shite, if
his
you will.
his grandfather was already dead, so seeing
Yeah.
him alive with an orb is
Well, still dead, but
Yes, he was dead, but
More
recently
recently
so.
more,
dead.
more
I was gonna say,
recently
yes, Scarrock
dead
died with
than
me and Adric.
But it was a dishonourable death.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we have to just get back,
Deal
do this
with-
debrief,
mm.
and then
Yep.
work out what the hell we're doing from there.
yeah.
Should we stick
This
to
is
I think
I think so.
probably important that nobody lie.
well, we
Okay.
won't mention the orb unless specifically
Yeah.
asked.
No, no,
Yeah.
We don't need
but
to
don't
mention the
lie.
orb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it
No,
would put
I
us
agree
all
with
in
that.
danger if we lie.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm inclined to agree.
Because they've got all of the footage.
They
Yeah.
know.
They'll
Yeah.
know.
If they're asking, it's because they know the answer.
Yeah. Okay. And with that, Steve's like approaching docking bay 4, and you can take over as a pilot, and you can begin to come in through like these shields that keep the atmosphere in, and like you just pass through it like it's not even there. The bay is
Dust it
very
off.
empty of ships, and it's the private media docking bay of Dynatech. There is a platform for the ship to land on with a definitive code being sent to the horizon telling you where to land. But where the ramp off would be leads onto another platform with a podium. And this is all lit up. Behind the podium, a feline-like woman, or Patra, claps and smiles widely as her head follows the ship. They stand in front of quite a large crowd of people, maybe 100, 150 different people, all cheering as the ship lands. Wow! And the crew, you guys can begin to debark.
Just before we get off, can I go through? You know the stuff that I collected from the previous crew. Did they have any like bits of clothing?
Yeah, there would have been like generic like travel wear and things like cargo trousers and tops and stuff.
With socks?
I mean, yeah, they would have.
I would like to wear a pair of coloured socks, and I'm going to undo my tie a little bit.
Ooh. Okay. The coloured socks, who would have those? So it would actually more than likely be the captain, because of stuff you don't know. There'd probably be like
Right
a
up
pair
to
of
your-
either bright red or yellow socks.
One of each.
Yes, yes, one of each.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Rolling at the bottom of them trousers, doing bell bottoms.
Absolutely.
Like budgies. Cool. Anything else before you
I
depart?
I want to use a minor form gear array thing to create an enviro mask. So I'd try and cover my face.
Okay.
Yeah, I will just be putting my scarf over my face.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make sure I look clean and presentable.
Okay.
And my loop earplugs.
And yeah, because the crowd is like, you start stepping off, and they just cheer like, whoa! And they are like cheering and chanting like this smoky grey short fur with like black spots and like a messy ginger streak of fur just around her left ear. That they have like these accessories that mostly covers it. Begins to talk into one of the microphones on this podium, but looking between you and then the drone-like cameras that are now buzzing around. Hey, this is SL running, and we're here live for the return of the heroes who saved Absolom Station during the terrorist attack weeks ago, and now the saviours of the remaining crew at the Zephyr Horizon. We are going to ask those all-important questions and bring you, and she points to the crowd and mostly to the camera, the post-mission questions right now. The camera drones hover around, taking photos and getting close-ups, and getting like right in there to you guys, and you can like bat them away and stuff. And then projecting them onto screens all around this docking bay. And it's clearly a staged docking bay where like, when they get hero missions coming back, this is where it's like, all done and dusted. As you guys, I mean, would you be like, cautiously walking forward? Would it be like, let's get this over with? I mean, how would you be reacting to this, like being forced into doing a public event like this?
Well, yeah, it would be horrendous. I'd probably be marching aggressively towards the exit.
Yeah. Hard to get to with that crowd around. You have this podium and this like stage where you would have to like try and get off it and try and get through the crowd. But you can certainly try. What about everybody else?
media training kicking in.
Yeah. I think having known that, like, need to be presentable, that's part of what this is. Gonna sort of get a vague confident face on, walk out, hold hands up, and I'm gonna cast Illusionary Star Fields. And the star pattern will be the edge of going between the drift and out that sort of those purple and red dark clouds and the stars and the sort of change in the warps and stuff, and I'll just have that as a cast around the crowd, just as a sort of slight distraction to be like, yeah, look how cool outer space is. How amazing it is. This is what we were in. Space!
Yeah, and the fucking crowd goes wild for it. They eat it up. And like some of the drones like start to look up to it. And as you go to like make your way off the stage or anything, this like feline hand grabs your shoulder and it's like, how does it feel to be back? Oh no, that's the wrong voice. Oh, how does it feel to be back and to be celebrated as the heroes you are? And like a microphone is just shoved in your face. Really uncomfortably. Do you answer or anything?
No, I mean, I say we have a debriefing to get to.
Ha! Straight to the jar! Wrong voice. Or what's the next step on your journey, Calyx? And the hand leaves your shoulder and like goes and like paws you in and like puts an arm around you. What's the next step on your journey, Calyx? As the poster boy at Dynatech, are we to see you in the field more often?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, Dynatech, we want to expand the outer knowledge and greatness of, you know, everyone's benefits. So we'll be going out lots more times and seeing so many other cool things like we see here out there for you.
And she spins around as you say that, like taking the shoulder off, and then it just ends up around your shoulder, Kaz. And what is your reaction to being the first on the scene to a potential new corpse fleet attack?
Well, it is what it is.
Well, your families must be so proud of your antics over the past few weeks. How are they all feeling? And puts it back in your face.
I literally haven't spoken to them yet, but thanks.
Just elated.
And a Hastoki! What's it like being on the first cruise to implement a member of the Hastoki workforce into the fold of a mission like this? Hands it to Calyx.
Oh. I'm going to sort of like hold TJ's like looping TJ. TJ's amazing, absolutely, just one of the best and kindest and most amazing resourceful people I know, and a really great member of the team.
And this like feline, really slender but beautiful looking cat lady leans down to you. She's like, and how are you, little guy? Did you have fun out there? Well, that's all we have time for today. Let's get our heroes back into Absolom Station
I spit on him.
and get some much needed R&R before their next mission. And with that, SL begins to walk in front of you, leading you as security officials in Dynatech military guards and black SWAT-like outfits begin to part the crowd and make a path to the hangar entrance, lined with people snapping pictures with data pads and hover drones. Amongst the crowd of cheering station inhabitants, some regular-looking civilians stand out to you all. Some human, an android, a Kasatha, a few skinny Yosoki in formal wear with name tags hold a banner saying, "Thank you from Dynatech Floor 1." And a small collection of weeping Skittermanders surrounded by an old blue Skittermander holding little ornate dolphins in their 6 arms. and a placard that reads, "Live, laugh, thank you." As the crowd cheers and claps as you make your way past them.
Can I make a perception check? I want to see if anyone is not like part of the joyous crowd and is maybe trying to watch us to see where we go.
Yep, make a perception check.
That is a 11.
There's so much going on that it's hard to tell.
Alright.
Once outside the hangar, these doors close. And around the corner, the commotion calms and SL continues to talk. Great work, the crowd were lapping it up. You guys really could be the next hot thing. The footage your Hastoki got was incredible and very useful to the broadcast crew. Kimpoyo was very thrilled when she got her claws on it. Anyway, I'm sure the company will be in touch about the next exposure or anything else they need from you. She clicks her finger, and a gnome with a pointed black hat and a bushy brown beard rushes towards them from the following entourage that you didn't notice. His shoes clicking at incredible speed to keep up. He doesn't say anything, but pulls a small blue stick from a metal case and places it in his hand, in his mouth, ignites it with a spark from his finger, pulls a drag on it, and then proceeds to place it between the fingers of SL herself. With this, her hand raises to her mouth and she takes a drag of her cigarette. Ah, nothing better than a good show. She turns and smiles at the party, stopping the walk, and is now somewhat empty corridor. Well, I'm done with you for now, and she smiles. Any questions? No? Good. And I'm sure some PA in the entertainment department will find me if you decide you do have any questions. She takes a cigarette and twists it out on her wrist, where you see burn scars of common practice. Her eyes roll with pleasure as she exhales a large cloud of greyish-green smoke. She takes the stub and flicks it hard to one side and begins walking away, the rest of her entourage following her, leaving you alone as a crew in this corridor back on Absolom Station.
Fucking abysmal. Does this happen often?
I don't know.
Okay.
Quite frankly, I think we established that I'm not real. Apparently, so
You are.
fuck me.
I should have got you to talk.
It's no, Calyx. It would have been cut anyway. There's no point. It's fine.
Well, a few silent moments pass, and a bleep from the Starfinders and Calyx's comm flash up a message. Please report back to Dynatech Tower with your findings at your convenience. A debrief will be had, and compensation awarded for the execution of this mission. Dynatech thanks you for helping build a future perfect. Rena Constantine, HOD.
What about Terrace Day?
Doesn't come up.
Shall we?
They didn't even question
They
him during
didn't
that
question
interview.
him.
Nope.
Shall we just get this over and done with now, and then we at least have time to?
Whatever we do now is not going to be private, is it?
No, but we know maybe where we stand if we at least do now instead of holding.
Yeah. Yeah. Need to rip the band-aid off, as they say.
But you stand here now outside docking the port alone, no crowd, no cheering people, all the media storm has disappeared, and you were left alone.
I don't believe there's no cameras.
Well, I've got one.
Well,
Did
let's.
I just want you to turn that thing on and go.
Don't worry, Skelk, I have plans. There's so many plans.
The cheek.
Should we?
should we just head over now?
Let's
Get
get
it
this
done.
job finished and see what we do.
Yes.
You on board?
Yeah.
Okay. Go over and speak to them.
So you go to Dynatech Tower, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Nothing in between, just going straight there.
Straight there.
Straight
River
there.
didn't require D to be there. I'm sure he can go and do what he wants to do.
He's like, I mean, yeah, I could. I mean, I'm not. I didn't get a message, and
Yeah.
I think it's best that you get kept out of this.
okay.
Do you have somewhere to go?
I can go back to the Starfinder Society. I've got a room there within the Law Spire. I mean, I could go back to your ship, but I know that you're very private about that. What do you want me to do? I mean, do you want me to take the orb with me? Do you want me to...
I don't think it should be left with someone who's alone.
Okay, I think that's sensible.
I don't think anyone's going to attack us while we're in Dynatech, but
We've
the
got a
question
couple
is
of
whether
bases.
Dynatech is going to take it.
They have no right to take it. It was my mission.
No, but when people want things, rights don't come into it.
You got that right.
I don't like the idea of you being on your own, because I think, you know, if someone wants information, you could be...
Is it worth sticking on Zephyr for a bit?
I mean, I can do that. We can ask Steve, well, we can lock the doors and I can wait there.
With all the crowd still in there.
They've all dissipated,
Yeah.
haven't
They were like pushed to one side so that you created a parting so that you could leave. And in these moments, you don't see people leaving the same way you did, but you don't know if they've now left that hangar bay. I mean, we can always check. I don't know how much. I mean, and he points like down the corridor where this Patra, this cat woman, has just like walked away. He's like, I think the main event's just left.
I think whatever feels best for you.
I mean, I'm pretty comfortable at the Law Spire, but if you think it's safer on the horizon, I'll wait on the horizon.
It might be worth being on the horizon just to make sure no one
Just for now, because we don't know
gets
who's involved.
on.
But aren't they going to want to check out the ship? It's not really.
Mhm.
If we're going on the basis that they can just claim anything they want to claim, that could
Well,
not
the
be
thing
our
is,
ship.
it's not Dynatech property. It's
You're
you
the
know.
captain.
Neither is the order.
Being the captain doesn't make you the
No,
owner
no,
of the
exactly,
ship.
yeah.
The crew on a whole, you would be now classed as the owners of that ship.
Well,
Salvage rights. And Steve would have told you that.
Yep.
Like, you know.
Okay.
I think for now, Zephyr, and then once
Yep.
we've got a better idea of what's
Yep.
happening, we'll go from there.
We'll ping you once we're finished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know you can exchange comm details and stuff like that, and then which you'd already have anyway.
Mm.
And he's like, okay, and like he'll go to open the door to the hangar. You can see the crowd leaving through another door, and they're being like ushered out by like security forces, and then they're following them out as well. Drones are like going in back into like stations with like power units and stuff.
That hangar bay, though, we do have to be allowed to go through it, don't we? If it's a Dynatech bay.
I guess so, but I mean, if that's your ship, I'm pretty sure they're going to want you to move it at some point for anything else they might
How,
need. in
how about you stay on the Zephyr and make sure no one else gets on the ship and go park it somewhere else?
I mean, if I can pilot if you want me to park it somewhere else. I can move it to a different docking bay. I know you'll whatever works best for the crew, I guess, for you guys.
I suppose you may as well.
We could say that we weren't prepared for the media onslaught and we weren't going to go through it again to leave, if
That's-
they ask.
I think that's very
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask Steve to help ping you the docking bay that we end up getting permission to go into, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Also ping us if anyone tries to get in the ship. If they want to try
Yeah.
and search it or something, just let us know.
We'll do. I guess I will. Me, Dave, and Steve will watch the ship,
Okay.
and then he's like, just be careful.
And you.
Alrighty.
It was nice to meet you all. I'm sure I'll see you again
You will.
imminently. He smiles, and it's a genuine smile, and then moves his way into the hangar bay. Nobody pays mind to him, none of the security forces. They just seem to be bothered about getting like the civvies out of like the actual hangar bay, and then eventually like the doors close and they leave as well, and the hangar bay's left really empty. And he, goes onto the ship, and you watch the ramp close up, and you guys are left
Alright.
to do what you need to do.
We'll go to the tower,
Dynatech.
get the debrief.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Let's get this shit over with.
Don't you mean show on the road?
Well, both. Yeah.
The shit,
The shit
show on the road.
Yeah. That's the one.
Certainly is quite different to how I was thinking that we were going to come back.
Yes.
I need
What did you expect?
I don't really know. Not this.
You think it would be calmer?
A little bit. I thought we could just, turn up, walk on, and no one would notice we were there.
Okay. So. I just want a certain thing.
They get a lot of fucking money for this.
I don't think I'm
It's probably
getting
gonna be
paid.
nothing. Oh fuck yeah! Oh Jesus, that's probably
You'll
true.
get a pat on the back.
I don't even think they're going to let me
You
into
probably
the
get minimum
meeting.
wage or something like that.
I didn't get
No,
a ping. I didn't get a ping, so I don't think I'm going to be let in.
No, I'm going to make sure you're allowed in.
Calyx is the big boss now.
I
Calyx
really,
is a poster boy. There's a big difference.
yeah, I don't really have any power. But Kimpaya likes me, so, I'm sure she'd do stuff if I asked. Small stuff, but, she does like my art. She's commissioned me twice already.
Calyx is very talented.
I'm just trying to find a piece of information I put somewhere in my notes.
In the ether.
We're travelling to, the Eye. You are currently on the ring. The ring is, so you've got the spike, which is like this long thing where, like, basically the poorer people live and then it works its way up, but the Starstone reactors in there. The ring is like your sort of middle class area with like the free markets, for some upstart districts, some really kind of like upmarket districts, some a little bit poorer. There's like the best quarter, the Yosoki area, but there's also like essentially like a big city. And then making your way to the Eye from the ring is relatively simple. Hailing down some kind of transport, 20 minutes to get to Dynatech Tower. I really would like.
This bit of information.
Yes, very much so. because it's got the amount I'm paying you.
In which
We'd like
case,
to know that too.
endless credit.
You get paid.
Unlimited
9 million
power.
each.
Oil free today.
We definitely stock up some serums.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you get to this plaza where Dynatech Tower, this beautiful tower, this crazy architecture where it looks like DNA strands going around the base and like otherworldly architecture that looks like it shouldn't exist. And it's a very calm, serene plaza of stone, and then this like clinical white skyscraper reaches out towards this dome that shows the night sky, the starry fields of systems far and wide. You enter the lobby, and it's clean. All the screens that were cracked a few weeks ago have been replaced. It's immaculate. The little topiary garden of different bushes and flowers to one side chirps with birds, and there are people eating their lunch. Up on the balcony, mezzanine, there is like people working away at their desks. There are people coming and going. The first thing you notice, though, is that a young Lashunta sits behind an immaculate desk in the centre. They are talking to two individuals. One of them, as you get closer, is a... Well, I'll read you this description. The two people talk to her, like laughing and like chiming along. She seems flirty, and they lean casually at the desk with cases by their side. Could you give me a perception check, please?
Sure can.
Whatever
22.
that is.
22?
23.
23.
Maths.
Never rolled
2, 7, 40, 25.
5.
Woo!
Cool. Anybody above 15? There are like blood spatters on the outside of these cases. Not like pouring blood out, but it's definitely like organic matter that's been like sprayed. One of them is a Vesk male with a heavily augmented tail, which looks more like it's carapaced and has like a stinger on the end. And the other one is a drow male with an augmentation around their right eye. The two look like they're getting to know the receptionist, and the drow seems to be a little bit more sleazy. And you see like the Vesk kind of like watches you guys a little bit, then goes back to talking to the receptionist. You guys stand in the foyer. And she like stops talking to them, and she like looks over with like a raised eyebrow. She's very young. She's got this like short, bright green hair. She's got these two perfectly same length antennae that have this like glowing blue light at the top of them, and she has these like little pock marks down her cheekbones that come to here that look stunning. Her eyes are this vibrant blue as well. She's like, ugh. What?
Hello, madam. Lovely day. You're looking well. We were hoping to have a meeting. We've been called, and we've just come from the Zephyr Horizon.
Have you got an appointment?
Yes.
Name?
With the crew of the Zephyr Horizon.
We're here to
T-4862HC4XP.
Ah, yeah, I got you. You need to go to floor 220, and then she pulls out like a card from a little data pad that press it out. You would know this to be a lift key.
Yep.
Here's the key card to the elevator. It will grant you access to floor 220. It's a temporary card, useful for one ride. And she just...
I'm sure it's like a return thing. I don't know.
And then she just returns back to like chatting to this like drow and this Vesk, and she's like, "I said, tell me more." Like it's like properly like just flirting with them. Yeah, you guys like to do it? You know that like the elevators are like two personnel elevators at the far end behind the desk. Obviously, the briefing room is on your left, and then you had another waiting room there. There is another room over to the right. And then what you saw a massive spider bot come out of as a service elevator or a large industrial style elevator as well.
Do those
Obviously, this is stage whisper
Yeah,
away
yeah.
from these other two.
Yes, Calyx.
Yeah. Do the augments on those two look familiar? You're far better with augments than me.
Can I make a check?
You absolutely can.
I-
And as you look, the drow kind of like cocks his head towards you a little bit,
Okay.
raises an eyebrow, and then goes back to chatting to.
Engineering check?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you get to reduce the DC because of your back.
Because of my ting.
Your ting.
I believe it's plus 9. Plus 8. 18.
18. The augmentations are perfect. They've been grafted in properly. They are really well done.
Mm-hmm.
The one around the eye is obviously something to do with an ocular
Yep.
adaptation. The tail is an interesting one because
It's quite unique.
yeah, because most desks have a tail anyway. They've obviously had theirs removed and then replaced with another tail that then clearly has an injector on the end of it that is obviously like a stinger and it's almost like scorpion-like.
Yeah, okay. Do I know maybe who could make that kind of thing?
I mean, companies that make cybernetics. I mean, you can give me a culture check. And
Because
I will
it
lower
seems
the
like
DC.
quite a high-tech kind of...
Yeah, sure. You can give me a culture check and I'll lower that DC for you.
Alrighty. Alright.
Beat at 15.
Beat at 15.
Come on!
No. That's 11.
There are loads of companies that make augmentations.
Yeah,
I mean, from you knowing more about them and stuff like that, it could be a number of corporations on Absolom Station and some far and wide throughout the Vescarium, the Pact Worlds, and yeah.
They seem pretty normal. The tail is a bit strange. It's very unique and, quite unusual for a Vesk, I think. To completely replace a tail.
Doesn't
Maybe
quite
he
seem
lost it in
quite fun.
battle.
I mean, there is that. Maybe.
Maybe he lost it getting all that blood on his briefcase, which I didn't see. So
No. Well, it seemed
But I mean,
capable.
it is a thing, though, the blood on the briefcase.
TJ just clutches his a little closer to him.
Should we get in the elevator?
Yeah.
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 You get into the elevator and you swipe the key card in the thing, and it comes up with a little thing, 220, and the elevator very smoothly and quietly goes up. And as it does, little kind of like reports and stuff begin to go off in the background. It's like, missing crew Zephyr Horizon were found and reported dead by Calyx and his crew of Starfinders. Then the other one is going to be like, Dynatech released the new Histoki, and it's like, like Mass Effect, and there's like things that are
Yeah.
like, it's basically that is going on in the background behind it. Other ones are like, by now the new, and it'd be like new perfumes and
I
stuff
did
like
that one.
Yeah, and it's like a mix of like
Good job.
marketing and also
Ah.
like news reports.
You know that key card?
Mm.
Do you think anyone could have printed off a key card? You know how the guys were trying to break in?
Yeah.
Yep.
And they could
It
have.
was coding, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
A piece of information.
I,
Really bothering me. So, let's go with.
anyone else think if we don't say the right thing that was our assassin team?
we could take them.
I mean, I have no idea who they are. They could be anyone. They could just be mercenaries.
Folks,
Yeah, mercenaries for us. We're so not getting out of this
I
shop.
don't know.
We'll get out of this building.
Well, you guys.
You'll come.
Oh, I'll be sent home and then I'll be sent back to my desk. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, fully. Yep, that'll be it.
Oh no.
If they do that, are you just going to go along with it, or are you going to come with us?
I'm going to sort of look around the elevator. I will be compliant in everything that my employer requires me to do.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
Mm,
Very responsible of you.
thank you. It's almost like I formulated that idea on my own!
The. Where is 4220?
I have a feeling we're going to have to buy TJ.
Bye, TJ.
Oh!
God, yeah. Oh shit.
But this leaves the.
It does come as a package deal, I'm just going to say.
This is what I mean, like the poor wife, like.
Okay. The elevator eventually, as you watch those numbers all the way up to 220, slows. To use an oxymoron, rapidly slows, but smoothly, and stops, and the doors. And in front of you stands a shakalata. Or make a culture check. Please.
Shakalata.
Exactly what I did.
Wow.
What is this
Wow.
culture?
Culture.
8.
22.
2.
22.
16.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Just so excited.
See, I had a different answer.
Anybody over 15. Shakalata is this being of. Well, I'll describe them first. Standing in front of you, centre of the corridor, the whole being comprised of energy and light. 10 foot around them is bright light that reflects off many of the clear metals
disco
in this room. Pardon?
A fucking disco ball.
They have a long, hairless head with this androgynous figure. They're about 6.5 foot tall, very slender. They have these 2-fingered hands that is elongated, but they wear like a black set of military garb like the other grunts. But this rig seems a little more trimmed and customized. They sport the Dynatech Industries logo on their right white pauldron, and they have a red target crosshair on their left pauldron. Their voice, as you see them, is calm and soft, but can you also hear it in your heads? Ah, welcome to floor 220. I will take you to see Rena Constantine. And a shakalata is a being comprised of energy. They are usually 2 psychic entities of children that are separate, and they come together when they find a soul bond to form an adult. You've seen them before, Felix. This particular person, from a distance, you would have seen them on Koshoria.
Okay.
But only from a distance, like nothing negative or anything like that.
I've just seen them, I've not interacted with them.
They're just part of the security forces there that protect. If you would like to follow me. And they turn around and they walk towards the dance corridor. And as you walk down the corridor, there are these, and it's all like gunmetals and very different from what you're used to, especially on like your floors, with this like clinical white, and from what you guys have seen beneath. And there are like, you'll go past an office with the door open, and there's like 2 people in the same sort of military guards with like maybe different symbols on their shoulders, but always with the Dynatech one, that are like talking over a holo map and then writing things down and going, yeah, if we deploy over here and maybe do that. And you can tell this is like some sort of security force, especially yourself. And this is all like different briefing rooms and different like ops rooms and stuff. And eventually you're led down this main central corridor to another elevator where they take out a key card of their own. You will have to forgive me. It is a private elevator to her office. And then swipes a card and then opens up, walks inside and beckons you all in.
Okay.
There you go.
And with that, the doors close, and this music begins to play that is like... What languages do you all speak?
I'm assuming Demite.
Is it 3?
I think it's treats.
I've got languages on the front page, and it's nothing.
It's fine, it's going to be common and...
Decimate, yeah.
I assume mine's literally just common then.
yeah.
Yeah.
You would also speak Yosonki.
Okay.
I can't see. I don't know
I
where
can't
to
seem to
look.
find it.
I don't know.
Maybe it's on quick. Oh yes, just common.
Cool.
It's on quick. If you go down on quick.
Well, there's nothing there, so.
Should be
That's fine, it'll just be common and Demai then. So... There's just like, I mean, do you guys say anything at this point, or is it just waiting and riding up?
I'm not saying anything. I don't need to
No?
say anything, so I won't.
Okay. Goes up. Doesn't take long at all. It's seconds in there, and then and the doors open. The room that you're faced with is on one of these pages. It's obviously a very affluent ode to dragons and to maybe like, because there's not like gold everywhere, but it's clearly like pictures on the wall that like look like treasure hoards and stuff like that. Can you all make me a culture check, please?
18.
18.
12.
12.
22.
17.
17. Cool. Anybody above 15? This is clearly an ode to like the dragon hordes of Triaxis, which is like a draconic homeworld of the Galarian systems. There is a lot of dragon effigies along the walls and in pictures and like carved in, and it's like beautifully done. And there's like less gaudy gold, but just like the honor and pride of like battles and stuff. Then what you see behind a desk in front of you is are two people. One of them you have met before. There is the red-shelled Shirin with these orange fiery compound eyes, wearing a white trench coat over the top of like a light armor. The other one is a human, but they have like this shocking blue hair that comes back almost like the frills on a vest, and they have these like frilled ears that are pointed out, and they have like little tiny scales on their cheekbones. Anybody again who got over 15, this is a dragon blood. They are humans, but they have lineage of dragons. They have these shockingly blue eyes. And so yeah, this would be Rena Constantine, and she is blue hue of skin with scales under her eyes, with this like electric blue eyes. The forehead, there's this line of three very small spine-like protrusions angled upwards, and goes from the bridge of their nose to their hairline, and her hair is pulled back in this like loose kind of like frilly way, and it's like shocking volume out the back. She wears grey coveralls and has a Dynatech logo on the arm and a name band on her chest that says Constantine. I got the eyes wrong because I changed it. Her eyes are like a burnt, bright red. My apologies. With like a slit pupil. I wrote that in after I changed it. Hello. I'm Rena Constantine, Head of Defence here at Dynatech Industries. You've met Zano before, who put you on this mission, but we need to debrief and talk about certain starships in the room. To coin a phrase. You did valiantly out there. You fought many of swarm elements that many of my own forces could not. And you fought bravely as Starfinders and as Dynatech officials. Zano then takes over. Yes, it is good to see that you have come home successfully, and that we can use the footage that your that TX482 has managed to secure.
TJ.
Sure. To good purposes, and for a good spin on things. You guys seem to do well notoriety off this, and I imagine there'll be many a mission and treasures for you as Starfinders. Caelix, I trust that you had a good time out there, and that, as part of the exploration department, that you got a taste of what it's like to actually be a field operative. But we do need to talk about Kato. Obviously, she was...
A bitch.
Yes, the traitor in the room. And, like, Rena, this Dragonblood, like, scoffs a little bit. She'd come back alive. She won't be alive for long. But... Zano continues. She got into the company and then was clearly using that as a way to get on this mission to find that ore, and just waves her hand away at that comment. However, what did you learn from her? I saw that you captured her, but obviously she's not returned. I'm assuming you killed her, which is fine, not a problem. We're not going to put that out in the public. We don't want that to be the kind of thing that we display, but we need to know how she got in and what she was trying to translate, and if we've got any more moles in the building.
Well, she didn't tell us that. She didn't tell us how. Didn't tell us why. Didn't say much helpful things, to be honest.
I mean, she got in by applying for a job and got the job. I mean, that's how she got into the building, but why is the other thing? I mean, did she tell you why she tried to get the job here?
She said she had visions of
yes,
Dynatech
visions.
building and of then the missions that she was meant to go on and etc. She had these mysterious mind linky things with potentially a greater being. We're not sure. I don't think that she knew, to be honest. But she knew that this was what she had to do, and she was going to go to any means.
And those red eyes of Rena Constantine as Dragonborn don't leave your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
She's just watching.
Yeah.
Zano is then like, do we know if there was any other contacts that she had? Or was she working alone?
We don't know about contacts, but she did have a thing on one of her pauldrons depicting a sort of open mouth, jawed thing coming out of like the ocean.
Zano looks to
We're not mentioning.
Rena, and she's like, I don't know what that is. Rena's like, it's a symbol of I believe it's a member of the Dominion of Black, one of their effigies or one of their possible things. So we're saying that the Dominion of Black had something to do with it.
Well,
she was
wearing a depiction of their symbol, so that's
she
something.
writes something down on a data pad real quick.
It also appeared, didn't it? It wasn't there the whole time.
Well, she
had used a lot of camouflage and sand and things.
yeah, she had covered herself
it's
with
just
sand
that
and
we
stuff.
didn't
We couldn't see
okay.
it at the time.
Okay.
When we thought we were trying to help her.
Well, the Dominion of Black, and like Rena like stands up and like begins to like do that thing where they like walk around a little bit, where they obviously are pondering.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not been any trouble for anyone else in the system, which is interesting. Do you know?
Should we just not hand it over? I want to be.
What
done
about
with
the
it.
communication pad?
Yes, the compad.
They're not asking for
The
it.
I
compad.
think
the
it might
compact,
be
yes.
worth showing the
Well, they
compact.
literally
Of course.
asked if there was
Yeah,
a contact,
yeah, I mean-
and we just fucking lied. So
I was just giving you a piece of information. Anyway, compad. There you go.
Oh, is this
This
Kato's?
is Kato's compad. I had a look through it. No, there were no messages coming in, but there are messages going out. I haven't deleted those. They're there.
She takes it in like in. I'm pretty sure African roll's gonna be fine. Yeah. In seconds she's in it. She's
Yeah.
like. Yes, she has scrubbed the messages coming in, but has left the ones going out. This clearly originates from within inside the Galarion system, possibly Acturn. I'll have the IT department track it down and have a look. Thank you very much. I'm sorry to hear about the crew of the Zephyr, but as for Starfinders, that's the nature of the beast.
Indeed.
As for Dynatech, and Zano speaks up now, and she's like, yes, the current data is downloading from your ship for the mapping, so thank you very much. We will obviously take into consideration everything that you put forward on this mission. I'm sure that Kimpire will probably want to use you a bit more as a poster child for the marketing and media departments.
they're literally telling that to your face.
Yeah. No, I knew what I was being sponsored for.
Oh, okay.
She's very excited. And then the Dragonborn chimes back up again. Well, I guess it's a matter of payment, really. And we wouldn't normally pay people for a mission that they've pitched themselves and we've already put in our 2 cents, but you've done something for Dynatech by rooting out this corruption, this Cassie Cato from the Dominion of Black, it seems. Would 1,000 credits seem amenable to you?
Two.
Are we bartering?
Give me a diplomacy check.
Give it a go.
It's going to be one of those things where it's like 800.
Oh!
Damn, that 20.
Yeah, it
boy.
is.
22.
22.
Why?
She raises an eyebrow, and Zano smiles. Ah, Starfinders, yes. I think we can do 1.5. I think that is a reasonable
Okay.
reward for helping the company
I'll
out.
take it.
And they will just instantly, they like pull out like a thing, and will like blip 1,500 credits to you, and to you.
Oh, it is
Oh,
each.
no,
yeah,
no,
I
It's
to
a
knew.
about
TJ as
TJ.
well.
TJ requires no credits.
TJ would like credits.
TJ definitely wants
TJ
credit.
is as much part of this crew as anyone else.
Actually, TJ was the captain of the crew.
An eyebrow is raised by.
Without TJ, you probably wouldn't have any camera.
Very
Actually-
true.
The whole thing.
I could always go back to all my friends and colleagues and talk about these wonderful things that I've heard about breaks and holidays and salaries.
You can roll a diplomacy or a bluff check. You're
God.
taking a minus to this behind the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, I'm aware of this. Okay,
Okay.
19.
That's not fucking bad.
They just look at each other, then look at you guys. I mean, you can take it up with. Xano would be like, I would take that up with the head of marketing. I would take that up with Elijah if I were you. Unfortunately, you have been tasked with the job. You have done the job. You will now be reassimilated back into the collective workforce.
Reassimilated.
But TJ was so much a part of our crew, and we wouldn't have gotten half as far without him.
I mean, we can talk to marketing and you can buy them.
How much would you expect that to cost?
More than 1,500 fucking credits.
It would be Rina who brings up a data pad and looks through it. It's like, I don't think the final prices per unit have been solidified yet, but I think we're looking in around the 40,000 credit mark.
Mm-hmm.
But you would have to take that with legal and finance, not with.
It's all right, guys. It's fine. It's fine.
However,
All right.
that could lend into something that I want to say. Constantine would then come in. You, five including Vorag, stopped an attack on the building a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is partly why we wanted to give you more credits, because we wanted to say thank you. Our defence forces are quick, but you being there on the bottom floor was extraordinarily well timed. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have had some more information, and she pulls up a cred stick from this.
Mm-hmm.
There is a key code access to a door in this tower that has been sealed for some time. This cred stick, cleverly disguised as it was, gains access to that floor. That floor was sealed for safety reasons. However, in recent light of the footage you've shown, there is an orb there. It looks just directly at you. We compile and collect artifacts all over the galaxy as part of the exploration department. And Xano steps up. Maybe I should take it from here. Whatever you want. Whatever you wish, even she would say. The orb in question came in from a derelict. We believe they were smugglers or pirates that had found one and then had befallen some horrible, tragic end. It was found by a Dynatech and Starfinder shuttle. But when it was brought back, Dynatech claimed the orb as something we could discover and explore. As far as I'm aware, nothing came of it. It was put into storage on floor 184. This particular floor was used in the R&D department for many storage items of things we were either going to get to or we thought was not necessarily of use to us at this point. However, unfortunately, there was an attack on the building a few years ago and somebody had activated something in there. We don't think it's associated to the orb, we just think that is the collateral in there. And the floor had to be sealed and disconnected from the rest of the mainframe in the building. However, the attackers have a key card to this door. If they were to be successful in infiltrating, they potentially could destroy Absolom Station. We disconnected it from the floor, and this is where Rina then steps in. I think it's best I take over now. The floor in question does hold some powerful artifacts and or devices. We believe the terrorists in question had false information to steal this technology. Maybe to get back at Dynatech for being some of the people who couldn't pay their bills for things like augmentations. We expect that being the types of augmentations they had, these were disgruntled ex-clients. If that floor reconnects, there is a dangerous AI on there that could take over the station. We didn't know we had that until we tried to connect it up. It then tried to take over the floor. We had to disconnect everything and just trap it inside with no power. If they use that key code, all the firewalls go down. To which end, if you'd be willing, we will pay you 2,000 credits here and now to track down this group and deal with them. Not only would you be stopping a terrorist organisation from destroying Absolom Station potentially, we will also we'll have more in the way of good news for the public about more Starfinders and more Dynatech officials.
And who are you including in the group?
If the Hastoki is of use to you, then we can include them, and it's obviously been beneficial for us so far to have a Hastoki on your crew.
And will the Hastoki get the 2,000 credits?
Well, they shouldn't need it. They get fed, they get watered. But again, you'll have to take this up with legal and finance. It's nothing to do with us paying them. They are unfortunately property.
Go to legal.
You can share your credits with them if they so deem it, but I mean, you can throw them food and they will enjoy it.
The TJ is more than that.
You would have to talk to the boys and girls in the lab.
But
can we discuss as a group?
Sure.
getting back also to this, you had an orb on this same layer that the AI is sitting on.
Yes, we have
Same
many an
level.
artifact on this layer. 4184.
If it is in our interest to gain this orb or have this orb for if Dynatech's not doing anything with it.
They're not doing anything with it because they can't get at it.
I mean, if you want to try your hand at going in there, but we've got, and Zano's like, I mean, I'm only in the exploration department, and Rian here is in head of our defense teams, and they're like, it was easier to just seal that floor and lose everything that was on there than it was to let this, whatever it was, out.
Just to confirm, you want us to track down the group that came in here,
That has the key card.
Because we think they're going to try it again.
but by deal with, you mean obviously take out the leader.
Rin doesn't even bat an eye. She's like, oh, I want you to kill them. There's no way we can allow that to happen again. If they try and get in, that could be devastating for both the company and the station,
Yeah.
which by default is the Starfinders as well.
We don't know how big this is. We don't know.
We do have some information. We know that they are targeting people who have a grievance with Dynatech. They have not paid their bills and had items repossessed, or the reacquisitions department have had to regain control of assets. Those kind of people take that personally. But if you can't pay your bill, which is what you paid for, then that's what happens, unfortunately. That's what the reacquisitions department is all about. However, we think that the perpetrator is one of these people. However, we think that they ran out of muscle, and we've had some of our more elusive members of the defense teams listening out for any sort of information. There is a bar on level 10 of the spike called the Node. We believe that there is a meeting there tomorrow in the next few days between this leader and some potential hired guns to try and again infiltrate the building. We think they're running out of people, so they're looking to hire, and from the gist of things, people who have, again, a discrepancy or a grievance against the company.
See. Well, I don't want to answer for everyone else, so
If we can get it, the orbit's all yours. We studied it. There's nothing we could do with it.
I don't know what you mean. I don't care
Well,
about the orb.
you said that if we try to...
Bluff Jack.
If people try to access that floor, you said the firewalls will go down, correct?
Correct.
And then the AI will have access to power.
Which then could
And
spread
could-
through the building.
Exactly.
But if we time it right and we can get things right, then we might be able to get in there to get this orb. However,
Without the firewalls?
Well, yeah,
going
why
down?
now?
I mean, is it possible to just not put power back into that and just wander around powerless?
There must be a way to completely and utterly hardwire disconnect that floor.
It was hardwire disconnected. We took every wire, every terminal, we disconnected the lot.
So how?
So what's the AI
us
sitting
entering
on?
The
roof
only
floor?
thing that has access is the floor from a stairwell onto floor 184. That had to have power, else it would be you'd be able to open it with your hands. So
Any other access?
there are other vents and other things, but every one of them was welded shut, so that nothing can get in, nothing can get out. No power lines can be reconnected. As soon as we open it, we are worried that AIs are smart. What if it's found something else or had enough power in that time to find anything?
When you say AI, does it have a physical body?
No, it was part of a unit that came in that came in with a team a while back, and Arena would be like, it was a few years ago that Defence Team 14 came back from a mission, and within days the floor had to be sealed. What they brought back, we just couldn't contain it.
In the future, so I mean, it's in your interest as well to find out what happened with Cassie Cato.
Yes, and she taps on the pad. Oh, I will be doing.
I am aware that it's of your interest, but I think we'd be interested as well because I mean we now probably have targets on our back regardless. So I'd request that in future, should you have missions that are related to whatever this is, that you would consider us first for going for it.
Better to have first-hand experience than newbies on the job. I agree. But if you're willing, the node bar on level 10.
Yep.
We'll pay you 2,000 up front.
Each.
Again, you will have to talk to legal if TJ is to be
You don't mean as a group?
each.
Okay.
I will. I'm just so you know, madam. I am making note of this, and once this is all settled, I will be asking for back payments.
Again, nothing.
No, yeah, no. I completely understand. Just making you aware, and it's the work day is going to be interesting, very interesting.
Noted. I mean, you can talk to financing and buy the unit, I guess.
Okay. Is there any other information?
This place.
Any other information?
If you've got any questions, now's the time. The node itself is a bar for mercenaries and bounty hunters, which is why we think they are specifically using this place to hire individuals. So money talks.
Okay.
Apart from that,
I think we're going to need to get disguises.
Okay.
We've been plastered everywhere.
Yeah. We accept the mission.
okay.
That's the point. That's going to be difficult. 19.
What for?
Bluff check.
Bluff. Okay, cool.
I so could have got away with that.
You have to actually remind me what you're bluffing, or else I'm gonna have to go back and read it.
Or not, or we could just not, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
Something about the orb, wasn't
Yeah, it was just a backhanded comment that got turned into a bluff check.
That's how it always goes.
What was it said? I've already forgotten.
I don't
it
care
was that
about
she doesn't
the
care
orb.
about the orb.
That was
Oh,
it.
I don't care about the orb.
Yeah.
Cool.
What orb?
Well,
Common isn't
should we
retorted.
be on our way?
Yeah.
Yep.
If that's everything.
Yes. Rena would be like, if you keep the camera on you, TX, then the
DJ.
it's not their designation, but
It's my chosen, and I was allowed to choose it, and I chose it.
TJ,
Thank you.
then it will record. Obviously, try and get some good footage.
Am I allowed to download the footage that I took from the previous trip, just to do work with that I'm hired to do?
You did do a fantastic show on there.
Well, Kimpire's already got it, so I imagine they've done all the editing that they need to do.
Oh, no, you can always do a little bit extra, can't you? Stills and graphics and such.
By all means, I don't think
Fabulous.
there's anything
Thank you.
necessarily important that we need to do. She looks at Xano, and Xano's like, no, I think that's everything from us. Gonna find on the Dorky, well done on the mission. I guess we'll look into the Dominion of Black. But if you can deal with the terrorist threats, that will help both Dynatech and the station.
So the only thing that we've got to go on is this meeting at the bar.
So the information we've got is that an employer, who we think is somebody who may have had an account with us at some point, has asked for a meeting of people that may also have unsettled accounts.
Have you got a list of suspects?
No.
That would be
There is a lot of
easy.
people
Yeah.
who potentially have defaulted on there.
Easier to just turn up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, as us who's just been
Well, we
plastered,
disguise ourselves.
Well, you know,
How are
I
we
will say
going
you've
to
got a prime opportunity with a former disgruntled employee.
who wasn't plastered but was still shown.
The
Oh, we're gonna
Shakalata,
have
this
to
long-headed
infiltrate.
yellow, is like, if that is all, and points to the elevator and then ushers you inside and leaves you all, well, takes you down to the next level and would walk you back out to the main elevator. And then,
I do have a question I probably would have asked.
Yeah.
Like, after bringing up the disguise, why us after you've just plastered us all over? How are we going to achieve this easier than a
you are
new team?
Starfinders. This is part of the thing. If we send in a defense team, we will just look like a militia that is trying to, breach certain things. Station security are useless, and the stewards only deal with things that bust the pact.
But what about a different group of Starfinders?
Well, we trust you to get the job done.
That's fair.
You've already done right by us once. You seem very capable, and not only that is that, and they just smile at Calyx. Kimplier would like to see more of Calyx as a field operative. It looks good for the company. Also, you need to deal with the tie.
Just loosen it even further.
Yeah, neither of them would actually say that. Neither of them give a shit.
Okay.
With that, this Shakalata leads you back down through all these different ops rooms where you get like glimpses of people like sharing information and all that and the other.
Are those two briefcase wielding weirdos at the front still there?
So
The new security.
The
By the
new
time-
security.
by the time you this Shakalata
Shakalaka.
swipes his key card on the lift and goes in and then presses something on some buttons. This will take you back to floor 1. And you can go in and he will leave you there. And before you go down, he'll be like, "It is good to see a Decimar again." And then smiles, nods,
Nice to see you too.
and then it just smiles. And the doors close and you guys descend back down to the floor. You re-enter this lobby of Dynatech Industries, this clean, beautiful atrium of technology and otherworldly gardens and stuff that have been brought in to kind of like show the diversity of different cultures. The two agents that were there aren't there, and there's a gum-chewing Lashunta, feet up behind a desk. The desk is now...
Snow Joan.
There's like pictures of her.
Oh,
Oh my
no.
God.
Like one's like her with like girlfriends like drinking a bottle, like another one's like her on some kind of like black sanded beach somewhere in a bikini.
Well,
It's just not Joan.
No, Joan.
no joke.
With that,
Yeah.
at the floor of Dynatech, we'll probably end the session there, ready to go into the next one with some tracking down.
After we spend all our money.
You have money to spend.
yeah,
I mean, if there's other things you want to do in the meantime, if you do want to go talk to legal and finance, if you want to go do anything else in the building, let me know now, and then we can either, because we do technically have 10 minutes, so we
We
can
are
quickly run
obviously
something out.
going to march up unless you want to plan it instead of do it right now.
I think planning it, I think TJ is going to
Yeah.
advocate for planning it a little bit
Yeah.
because,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I will say that, if you need us.
We got
Appreciate
you.
it.
Also, if we want to divide the money evenly between us,
I would say at the moment, don't give me anything. I've got enough shit to take home, and Linda's gonna have a field day with it anyway. They can't take it out of my home, and that I know of. Shit. Okay, I maybe need to get home. But I would like to, there is one thing TJ would like to do.
Yeah.
I would like to take out one of my little Dynatech Cares plasters and just very lightly cross out the cares, and I'm going to send a picture to Vorag, that's a picture of that, and it just says you were right.
Okay. And on that, I think, image of like just TJ like scribbling out the cares that they've spent so long getting all these plasters perfectly done, and they've just scribbled out a bit, and you just see them like with their like data pad, bloop, bloop, and then a message goes out, and that's where I think the scene would end, is like it just says sending, and then sent, the two little WhatsApp ticks, and we will-
Borag sends a giggle face back.
LMFAO.
and we will start the next session, I guess, shopping.
Well, maybe, yeah.
I'm going to have to fucking miss that.
Yes.
So obviously you're going to be away for the next 2 weeks, yes, Emily?
2 weeks.
So what we can do is either just have you with an Al control, or you can be like, I'm going to go hang out with Dara's Day and stuff like that.
Keeps you out of trouble.
Let's do that, because
Yeah.
I don't want to have to like panic decide what I'm buying in case it affects what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think then you can look at, while these guys are doing things every 2 weeks, and like spending your credits on things that you see on the character
We'll
sheet. and
spend your credits.
RP into that and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that like,
If
Skell, can we go back to the ship and like start telling Dara's Day about this second orb that's in the building?
If I'm doing this, does this dip me out of the 2,000 credits
No.
for actually helping?
You were tasked there and then to do it.
Yeah.
You left the building. You've got the 2,000 credits and you're walking away.
Did they give it us already? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon
right.
as you say you accept the mission,
Way!
click, 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 they just cred stick it over. to you.
Ooh.
You guys are pretty
Fair
minted
enough.
for level 2. We're going to close. We're going to
Alright.
close the session down. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in for what is a pretty heavy RP episode. Which I really like RP episodes.
Yeah.
I really fucking love them, in fact. You guys are fucking awesome. And yeah, I look forward to the beginnings of what's coming. So, to podcast listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. Please go check out those codes, so Dragonborn 10 on Roll and Play Press, 2 stars on Warrior Prince 3D, and to anybody watching on YouTube, again, thank you so much. To all of you in Twitch chat, I can see you now. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Go sub up! If you've got Amazon Prime, click that sub button on the website. You can't do it on the app for some reason. It's weird, because the Twitch app doesn't seem to be that good.
Sucks. Though.
But if you get to the website and click, Prime with sub, then maybe we can pay these guys. That'd be great.
Except TJ.
And if the character doesn't get paid, the player doesn't get paid.
Them's the rules.
Them's the rules, guys. Thank you so much. I fucking love you.
Alex with us next week.
And I think you might have Alex with you next week. There is a new player waiting in the wings just for their entrance, and I can't wait because they don't even know. Well, they know when it is. But yeah, guys, you're all fucking awesome. These guys were all awesome.
Happy Valentine's.
I fucking love you.
Happy Love Day. Yeah.
Happy Love Day and Truth Tuesday. Pancakes.
Did you, I think you were going like that as well to the Valentine's Day thing.
Pancakes I love.
Pancakes and love.
Peace out, guys.
Ciao,
And
ciao.
the dice gods be ever in your favour.
Bye.
Bye.